Well, wouldn't it work to put on? I mean, at least so that for reference point, if they just turn on their YouTube window with it muted, so that way they can
How
have
about
at least a sense of
how about now?
Nothing
who
has
they're looking
changed.
Nothing has changed?
No.
Nope.
Okay, give it a minute. Do you see us live on YouTube?
at. I see
Yes.
an advertisement.
But
Yeah.
you only see me.
Exactly.
I only see you, and YouTube sees all four of us.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. That's not good. That's not what. Okay. How come in guest mode they only see themselves? They cannot see anyone else in the chat, like a Zoom or a Skype. Okay, and you're sure that there's no settings to see other people, like anywhere on there? There's no drop down, there's no gallery view, there's no nothing.
There's not a lot of options. There's mute, share screen, or hang up.
You know we're live, right? And everybody can hear everything.
Yeah, no. I know. We have to figure this out though.
Okay, got it. Cool. Just making sure.
So yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out. So you don't even see me talking,
No, we
I
see
do.
you talking.
and you see
Everyone
you
sees
talking,
you. Yes,
but
Yes.
you don't see the other people talking.
correct.
Oh, but yeah, the comments work. If you go to the right and the little box, comments work, so you can read the comments people are
Without
saying.
having to be in YouTube.
Yeah, in
Okay,
this
so
app,
that's good.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, cool.
you got comments and guest app, but it's the comments you want. You can see everything people
Yeah.
are saying.
Okay, but there is no
5771.
way
Yeah.
to view more people. Why?
No.
Why? How? Shit. So
Yeah, there's a huge lag on the YouTube.
Oh, that's not on us though. That's there's nothing I can control with that. Well, the only other option is to.
Well, I got a YouTube window open, so that way I can see everybody. That's what I'm doing.
So if Jordan talks, Mike, you don't see him?
Talk, Jordan.
Hi, Spade.
But you hear him.
Yes. But it's just you in a big screen and ourselves in a small screen to the left of the
No, I
bottom.
sent them a screenshot of what it looks like.
Can you click a person?
No, there's no persons to
No.
click other than you and me, or you and the other person.
Okay, we're gonna have to do Zoom then. This sucks. Cause this is like on my end, it looks gorgeous. Like it looks fantastic.
Yeah, quality.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Quality is
How about I
great.
do this? How about I do this? What did that do?
Nothing.
Okay. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. How about this, and this? Did that do anything?
No.
Yeah, now
No,
Spade
no.
doesn't show up in YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Other
we're
than
side
that,
by
that's
side.
it.
Wait, no. Give it a second. There's a delay. What about us?
Now
Um,
only joining you on YouTube.
The only one that's talking.
No, I'm talking about in
now
the
you're
app,
only-
you fuckers.
No, in the app,
No, in
it's
the app,
still
No.
the same. It doesn't
Right.
change.
Well, I don't care about YouTube, right? We're trying to figure out this app to get you fixed.
Got it. Okay.
I'd rather keep my balls if it's okay with you.
Yeah.
Why is it not showing up for anybody? Hold on. Preferences. Required speed. Hold on. Video. Interview. Guest view. Broadcast. How about
Yes.
Oh,
that?
that fixed
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Nice. Sweet. You see it? I clicked done. Spade.
I see what you did there.
Okay, let me fix this layout. Hold on. All right, so remove this. Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on. Let's do this. This. Nope. Hold on. There. Okay, perfect. So you see the stream now.
Yes.
Excellent.
Nice. Good. Okay. Wow. Where are we going to start? So welcome everybody to the new beginning. As far as I know, I think that's a Star Wars thing. And I'm really going with the superhero / anime / comic thing. So new beginning. This is a stream that will happen every single fucking Sunday. I think it'll be good because it adds different levels of opinions. There might be a topic that's discussed, but it kind of trickles into other things because all of the people here on this panel are very opinionated people. Not so much in a good way, but they have their own opinion that differs from mine. And having other people that differ from my opinion allow more dialogue. Because let me hear your side, hear my side. Let's find a common ground and go from there. So us being able to do that, I think other people would enjoy. We did this, I think we did it last week or 2 weeks ago. Last week. Last week, and it went so well. It was 3 hours, and I totally forgot what time it was. It was like 3:15, and I was like, shit, wow, because it was good. And when you have a good time, it's always good. So, how is everybody doing this morning? Afternoon for you guys in Belgium.
Wonderful.
So far, so good. Good.
I have a topic I want to talk about.
Shoot.
I want to talk about people controlling other people. I want
Like
to
a cult?
well, it's in the title, right? Controlling with open conversation.
Controlling is what sense? Like as a boss, an employee, a girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband?
A girlfriend and boyfriend. Or
Okay, girlfriend and boyfriend.
husband and wife.
Either or, relationship-wise.
Now, Spade, you are married. You got married because
I am
I've
married,
seen
yeah.
your pictures on the Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for the invite, by the way.
No problem. All right.
Very nice. And Jordan, you're not married?
No, I'm married.
Oh, you are. You're actually married. Like vows.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Matthew, you're like me. You're not married. You're just doing your own fucking. Or you are married.
Just chilling.
No, that was toxic. I threw her out.
Oh, so it's a good conversation piece. Got it. Okay, good.
Very good. So we have two people here that are against and two people that are for weddings. Great. Marriages. This works fantastic. Okay. So with that being said, anyone can start, whether it's Jorn or Spade, since you guys are both married. Do you feel that in a marriage, right, which is a legal binding contract, right? I'm sure even in the country you're in, that person. Now, I just want to make this clear for those of you in chat. I've had this problem before where I've discussed this, and I lose people because there's people that are married or in a relationship, and their significant other doesn't like what my opinion is. So at least now, if people leave, I could say that I'm not the only person with this opinion, and they didn't leave just because of me. I'm also going to put Matthew to blame because Matthew is also somebody that feels like so I could take less of the abrasiveness and put a little bit on me. So those of you that are married or in a relationship, how do you feel about a woman telling you what you can and can't do? Like, how do you feel about it? Go ahead. Either of you take it away.
Well, I don't know about Spade, but it's not a part of my relationship. So I can't really relate.
Okay, isn't it a part in most relationships?
In most relationships, yes.
Fix your fucking microphone, Spade. It was fine 5 minutes ago. Something reverted back. I don't know what happened.
I didn't do anything.
Do you hear it too, Jorn? I feel like we're having so much technical difficulty.
I didn't do anything.
Okay, fine. I just hear your wheels on your chair moving. So I don't know how. Okay, whatever.
You hear the wheels of my chair moving? I haven't even moved yet.
The echo is back somehow.
It is. It's back to shit. See, and I hear that like someone's got a blender in the background.
There's no blender in the background. What?
Is someone making a mixed drink of some sort?
No, the cats are running around, but that's pretty much it.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's it.
All right. See, now I just heard that, whatever that was. Like
That was me. I
opening
was.
up a tape cassette or something, or like a record.
No, I moved at that point. That's when I moved.
Oh,
That's when I moved.
okay, okay, all right, that's
Okay.
fine. All right, your microphone just sucks. So going back to so neither of you deal with this at all.
No,
What is that
not at
noise?
all.
Spade. What is that?
I-
Is someone playing?
I'm
the
not doing
balls?
anything.
Is someone playing? the
Nothing.
I think
Nobody's
I think
doing
his wife
anything.
is throwing stuff at him.
If she was throwing things at me, she's had a horrible
Did you
shot
just
because
hear
I'm
the
right
ball?
here.
Did
I'm
you-
not a small.
Did you hear the bowl?
I didn't do
It's a
anything.
bowl.
Yeah, something
No.
dropped.
And there.
Nothing's moving.
Look, now. I think. Do you have a camera in the kitchen or something?
No.
You're using the microphone
Hold
in
on.
the kitchen?
Let me turn it off. Hold on. Oh, whatever it is you're doing, it's affecting everything here.
Don't worry, I'm done. I was doing it now because I figured you guys aren't filming, so I figured I'd set.
Okay. How about now?
Okay, say you thought you muted that, and we all heard that conversation.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you heard that. It's still the wrong
You
mic.
were muted.
What are you talking about? I was muted.
No,
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 no, you weren't.
no, you weren't.
Whatever you're
Okay.
doing, it's affecting my shit over here.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Because she was walking by.
Don't worry about it,
go
Spade.
ahead.
The first stream is always
No.
a little difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, do you have the right microphone now? So you thought you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, now it's good.
It's
Now
good.
it's good. All right. Anyway, all right. So let's move on. See, now if you were the other guy and you had that conversation, she would have left you. She would have told you to get out of the house. You can't be in here because you talked what I said. At least you have a working communication with you and your significant other.
But you're supposed to, though. If you don't have an open dialogue and an open conversation with the other person, then what's the point?
So we all know the argument I'm talking about, right? We're talking about Willett, right? That's what we're talking about. A lot of people in chat, well, they're all hazers anyway. They're all aware of this situation. It's drama. Okay, and the problem that I have is because I understand you've been with somebody for 14 years. Like, I get that. I do. But if the argument is that if you don't keep your word to the person that you told you were going to do something and you're going to sacrifice our relationship because of him, right? I would argue instead that that's controlling. That's my point, number one. It's controlling. You're telling somebody what they can and can't do. It's that easy. And do you think that you being in a marriage or a relationship with somebody that they can do that?
No.
Okay. So
I can see compromise, not
Compromise is different.
capitulate.
Compromise isn't
That's
controlling.
capitulating. Yeah.
Well, yeah, compromise. Yeah, right, exactly. Compromise is not controlling, but at the same time, though, you have to have, like we said, an open conversation to be like, hey, listen, this is what I want to do. This is what you want to do. This and that and the other. You can't just be like, hey, no, you can't do this, but this is something that I want to do. You don't have to go do it if I don't want to go do it. Correct? Like my wife likes to go hiking. I don't like going hiking. I'm not going to go hiking with her just because she likes hiking. Okay. And if I want to go, I don't know, jump out of a plane, she's not going to follow me too if she doesn't want to.
but maybe we're not seeing the other side of it, right? Let's think for a moment, right? Because we all see this way. Maybe there is another side of it that in a relationship, you're supposed to listen to the other person. Maybe we just don't. Do you understand what I'm saying? Maybe we just don't see it because we don't do that.
Yeah, but there's
But
a
I-
big
but I do.
difference between listening to and just not being yourself anymore.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Actually, it's not because you're in a relationship or in a marriage that the two individuals cease to exist, and you essentially become one person. That's not a thing. That's not a healthy situation whatsoever. You can still do the things you like and do the things you like together. You do them together, but my wife has her hobbies, I have mine. And I'm not controlling her to do anything she doesn't like, and it's the same she does
but
with
those
me.
hobbies that she has doesn't pull her away from you for X amount of time.
Yes, it does.
Why?
Well, if she's in the creative mindset and
Okay.
she's drawing, I can't intervene. She's in the zone. So I wouldn't say she's completely cut off from me, but she's doing her own thing, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. What
I'm also
saying
not
is pull
gonna
you away.
jump.
I'm talking physically, like where you won't see her for a weekend because she's got to draw a picture of something.
That's a problem either way, because if she was in time and she wasn't that afraid from the vaccine, she will probably show up so that argument would, but I don't. She's been away by herself before, so I don't see the problem. I think it all comes down to trust. Like, she knows I'm gonna behave myself, and I know I can trust her and she can trust me, and that's it.
Yeah, no, I agree with him. I agree with him 110%. Like, look, I've had my wife go on weekends, well, on a weekend hike, and it was 2 days long.
You're not worried
You know,
about
I
your
just-
wife being this is gonna take a different turn. You're not worried about your wife being attractive and other men trying to hit on her?
My wife gets hit. My wife gets hit on all the time.
It doesn't bother
She
you?
doesn't realize it. No, why would it bother me that people are hitting
Really?
on her? Well, look at this. Put it this way, right? If I got upset for every single time somebody hit on her, I'd be getting into fights left and right,
Well,
right?
hold on. Not, did I say upset? Are those the words that I used? I said, does it bother you? Not upset.
Oh, it doesn't. No.
No, not upset. I agree.
Okay, okay, fine. Let's rephrase. Okay, I won't get bothered. You know why? Because that just reaffirms that I feel that my wife is hot. That means that everyone else feels that my wife is hot, so they're hitting on her. So I don't see the issue.
Because that was the next argument I was going to use as an insecurity argument, that the reason why you can't go somewhere is because someone doesn't trust the way that you look, that they think that you're too attractive, that you're going to fuck somebody else other than them. That was a little bit...
That's my luck.
What'd you say? That's your luck?
That's my luck. Like, she doesn't really sense the danger. Is like, I see him every day. It's not like he's a stud. I'm gonna be fine. He's gonna return.
Okay, so that can't be the argument. And, you know, the argument that I have to keep reaching out to you to find any kind of fucking update whatsoever bothers me. You know, it bothers me. And again,
I could agree with.
Yep.
I could agree with that.
I shouldn't have to
But
be
that's-
like,
Nothing
But
to
why
do with
should
the
it be?
controlling
Why should
part.
you do that?
right, it should be like, listen,
Exactly.
I talked to her, everything is not good, I'm not going. That's it. It's the end of the story. Don't keep
Yep.
dragging it out like, there's no update. Look, I'm not trying to sound like a selfish cockhead, and I'm gonna sound like one, but it's my fucking birthday party, right? Like, it's kind of big. You were invited to this. I don't know. It sounds selfish me saying that, but I'm just saying.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree. It's not selfish at all. You shouldn't be running around to the people you invited to your house like, hey, are you coming? Please let me know. I want to fix all this stuff. I want to get food. That's not your job. It's impolite and it's disrespectful. That's it.
I agree. It's like taking the liquor when it was on the counter. That's where it all started, right?
But he didn't take it. Remember, he said his wife took it. So now
I'm
we're just throwing
investing in a
blame,
label
passing
maker.
it
Right,
around.
that's the argument. Is now we're just passing blame on to other people that can't reaffirm nor deny what you're saying. Just okay, right. And then how often do you go back to your significant other? And it seems like hazers always have problems with their wives and me. Like, I don't know what it is. Do you not have that much control in your relationship that your wife is worried about some random dude on the internet?
You know what it is? I feel a lot of people are so insecure about themselves that they have to have the reassurance from the other person. So they need to have their okay or their validation of what they do or what they say or how they react to something. Like, hey, what do you think? How do you think I should react to this? Or how do you think I should say this?
I don't 100% completely agree, and since I'm not really the most secure person, but I'm not really occupied about what my wife thinks about certain things. I enjoy this, and she has her own stuff, and we do stuff together, and that's kind of it.
The time out of the week to do with her, or you just do it whenever it's available?
Yeah, whenever, when the moment is right. And then we
Let me
We
ask
do
you a
something.
question.
See, but I also see jealousy in it. Jealousy of time spent with hazers.
yes,
And the fact that hazers are kind of like us. Most of us are a bit on the raw side, and we tend to speak our minds. And if we see something that's like in a relationship that's not normal or not healthy, we're gonna tell the person. So
That's not normal. Yeah. Okay. But
Wait, I got a question. I wanna interject. Not change lanes, but it goes well with this. I'm gonna ask you 3 sets of questions, and I want to see what your answers are. Okay, so we're gonna play a little game real quick. Okay, little game. So you have a man and a woman. We're not gonna factor in all the other shits, right? We just have a man and a woman baseline, right? If there are trends, and I'm glad you guys weren't in Discord last night because it would kind of fuck up this question. If there are trends, if there's this is popular right now, this is popular right now, this is popular right now, who do you think is more likely to care about what's popular right now, men or women?
I
women.
would go female.
And what about you, Spade?
I don't know.
Okay, the answer is
It's-
woman. The answer is woman. It's not
Okay.
woman, it's a statistical
Let's go
fact,
with it.
right? Now, I'm
Okay.
gonna ask you another question. Watch this. So you take a man and a woman, and they both go out to a bar. Who do you think is going to care more about what other people think what they look like, men or women?
Oh, women.
Female.
Women without a doubt.
Female, right? You're in a
Yes.
relationship. Okay, the answer is woman again, right? I know this is not my opinion. This is a statistical fact, right? And I'm going somewhere with this. If you're in a relationship, now we circle back to this. If you're in a relationship, a man and a woman, not a man and a man, not a woman and a woman would be bad. But so you have a man and a woman, and you're in a relationship, and the woman says you cannot do this, or a man says you cannot do this. Who is more likely to listen to the other?
The man.
The man will listen to the woman.
That's right. So, with all of those answers, and the woman being the culprit, God, this sounds so sexist, this whole stream. But wait, the woman being the culprit in those 3, which are statistically proven, right? They're not opinions. How the fuck are you oppressed? Women say that they're oppressed. How are they oppressed? If you care
not.
about what other people think, I'm genuinely interested in this answer.
I can answer that 100%, and it's an answer you won't like, but I think it's
I know
also
I'm not
based
going
on
to like the
statistics.
answer, but go ahead.
The reason why they feel oppressed, Jay, is because most positions of power are in man's hands. That's it.
And
That's
why
the
is
only
that?
thing. Nobody's complaining about there
But
aren't
why is that?
enough
Let's go back.
female
Hold on.
bricklayers.
Let me go back. That's fine. Let me counter your argument. What were the questions I asked? Pay attention. The questions I asked is who is more likely to care about what other people think? A woman.
The
Right?
women.
That's obvious, man. You take 100 women, they're all gonna be like, "Ooh, how do I look? Ooh, let me make sure my tits are fluffy." Right? So, you have this, right? And if you're a president, you're gonna care about what another country thinks about you. That's why you're not
Right.
president. You're gonna care
I
too
agree.
much about other shit it does not matter. How
you know
I
why,
feel
Jay,
about
right?
America is not important. It's not.
But you know why, right? You know why, right? Because men think rationally and women think emotionally.
Men are like
and
waffles.
that's the
Feel.
issue.
Yep. It's just
So if
I don't
women didn't
oppression-
think emotionally, we wouldn't have these issues.
But I don't think oppression is the right word. You know who were oppressed? Black people, slave times. That's oppression,
Yes.
right? You're not oppressed as a woman. If you want to go be a president, go try to be a president. Hillary Clinton did it, right? If the
but
army
she's
was
not-
oppressed, you wouldn't even have got that far. You would have made it to the not even preliminaries. You would have just been cut off. I don't think women are.
Well-
I don't see it.
Well, she was what, the second person to ever run for president, right? Because Sarah Palin went for vice presidency.
Yeah,
right?
I don't. She
So-
might be the first. Might be the first.
Gonna be even more sexist. I don't think women in power is a good idea
Why?
because of the emotional thinking. Have you ever
Well, look
had
at
2
Germany.
women in
Germany
the same
has a
room
female-
that hate each other? They will claw each other's eyes out.
So then, how do you explain
So
countries that have female leaders?
are they doing well?
I don't
Well,
know.
that's Germany. Doesn't Germany?
No,
Isn't Germany's
she-
prime minister a woman?
Was.
Isn't Mark?
Was.
What was? Oh, was. Okay, so that explains a lot.
She
And they
did
were
extremely
doing
well.
very well.
That's the end of that conversation.
I forget about what I was saying.
What about Finland? Doesn't Finland have a female prime minister? She's
Okay, but
attractive.
they have like 12. That's a
Right,
population
there's
of
like
12
9
people.
I mean, who are you really controlling? Like what?
They don't have big red buttons, right?
No, they don't. I don't think they have that
Oh.
big button. And I think that it sounds sexist saying that. But I have to agree that women in power, I don't know many men that would, aside from want to fight for the wife that she wants to run, would say that a woman in power, because there's also men that can't do it, but those are specific men, right? I think women as a whole, there's a book, Men Are Like Waffles, Women Are Like Spaghetti. When a man thinks, he thinks about, I'm going to do this first. Think about when you pour syrup in a waffle. You Belgians know what I'm talking about. You pour syrup in a waffle. It goes in each square at a time. I'm going to do this. 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 Women are like, I'm going to do this while making the dinner and worry about
Spaghetti.
tomorrow. And you're all over the place. And I don't think that, as a leader of a country or a nation, I don't think that's good. I think that's bad. I think it's very bad. That's
Yeah. Especially on a political field, using emotions to do all of your decision making.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not
crying
gonna
on
end
TV
well.
because you didn't get your way with another country. Right? How many times have you seen like a documentary or something? The woman gets all emotional, and you're just like, "Oh my god, bro."
How about this? How about this? You got to go to the UN, right? You got to go to the UN, right? And this female president is wearing the same outfit as the other female.
Oh,
Oh my God!
nuclear
what's
war.
happening? Who's gonna go home and change?
Yeah, there's going to
Who's
be a
going
war
home
too.
and change?
They're
Yep.
going to be looking at each other the whole fucking time. This stupid bitch is wearing the same shoes as I am. Meanwhile, all the men have been wearing the same shoes for the past 200 years.
The only way you can make that worse is if they're both on their period.
Oh God, forget it,
Oof.
forget it. That's
No,
why-
but listen. At
there's
that
gotta
point,
be
they're
a
gonna come
prerequisite.
menopause because it's so old.
That's what I was gonna say. There's got to be a prerequisite. If you're a president,
Yeah.
you have to have gone through menopause. Like that. Not going through it, because that's even worse. It's got to be at the you're done. Your eggs
Gone.
right up. You can now be president. That's a prerequisite. That's it.
It should be. It should be. It has to. You have to be at least menopause age in order
Yes.
to become
Yes.
some sort of
Free.
public figure with authority.
Does that mean that Hillary actually was the perfect candidate?
Oh man.
She's probably full of testosterone, so yeah.
Oh,
You have
without
to
a doubt.
realize, a lot of people
Without
say
a
this
doubt.
with Clinton. A lot of people say this with Bill Clinton, that he wasn't the president, she was. Because she would, he would go home and say, don't allow them to do that, or whatever, telling him shit in his ear about what the country should do. Hence why she ran for presidency, is because if I told him to do it all before, I could do it myself. Right?
Well,
Did you tell?
let me ask you a
Did
question.
she? Did,
Let me flip this a little bit. What about the fact that because your wife or your significant other is so controlling, that maybe that's the reason why you cheat or the other person cheats? At least one of the
I agree.
reasons.
I agree.
You never cheat because you're happy in the relationship.
Right.
You,
Yes.
you
Right.
don't start
If you're
looking.
happy,
Right,
you're not going
right.
to cheat.
But wouldn't you fear her wrath if she is controlling and you get caught controlling?
I
Yeah,
mean,
there's
at
a
that
good
point,
chance.
you pull the plug. You might. What's the worst that could happen afterwards, right?
Yeah, I think Bill Clinton is also in the same boat. I don't think he can actually come to a bash.
yeah, but then if you don't pull the plug, it's gonna get worse. Case
How
in
could
point.
it get worse than that? But look, I don't know. You guys use that argument, but how does it get worse than that? If you're already telling somebody where they can't physically go, how does it get worse? You've already tethered them to the house.
Have you heard of Benghazi?
No,
a lot
but-
of things can happen.
Okay, we're talking.
By not
wait,
pulling
how
the
do we
plug.
go back to Clinton? We're talking about a relationship. Right,
She
no
can go
one is in
crazy and start
Benghazi.
killing people. Who knows?
I don't understand how you could How does it get worse, Matthew? What
The
get,
pro-
or go ahead.
I'm telling.
Go ahead, Matthew.
It
the
gets
problem
worse.
the
Okay.
problem is we
Matthew,
see it
you go ahead.
from
Fuck Jordan.
Okay.
Go, Matthew. Take it away.
It gets. What I meant to say was, like in the case when we say somebody cheats on somebody else, if that doesn't end the relationship, and you go forward, that usually gets worse, because then you have the guilt tripping and you and being subordinate because you did something
saying
wrong,
if
and now you have.
You're saying if they get caught, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
let me
is
see
it
this.
if or is it a matter of when?
Have you cheated on a significant other, Matthew?
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan, have you?
no,
Never.
never. Sorry to disappoint.
Spade?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Spade. Yeah, you're a rarity. You're a keeper, John. You're a keeper. Right? I have two.
It kind of depends on who you ask.
Well, if we're talking about just loyalty alone, you win, right? Because obviously the three of us don't have loyalty. I'm not saying we don't now, but it took us either waking up or being happy in a relationship. But the reason why I cheated is a simple reason. It's a very simple reason, because I wasn't getting the sex that I wanted, so I went out and went to go get it. Like, that is legitimately the only reason why I cheated. And they say when men cheat, right? Men cheat looking for sex. Women cheat looking for love.
Emotional.
That's right. That's right. That's right. There's a
Goes
message.
back around to emotions.
Yeah. Yep. Goes back to emotions. We think with our dicks. They think with their. So basically, if there's a country we don't like, we're president. Oh, she's a hot prime minister. Let me go tap that ass, and we are done. Like,
But if it works out, what's the problem? I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a fantastic idea too. Everybody wins. But then that prime minister wants to be with that president, and now we got a problem, right? Like, now everybody's speaking German and Finland, and everybody in America's got to now learn Spanish. So it's a bad thing now. But and I just it's a valid argument about controlling, getting caught, and then but at the same time, if you're willing to make that risk to cheat to make yourself be happy, then you're selfish. Then you're selfish. You're not caring about the other person.
Yeah, but that
But
depends
is it
on the
really
situation.
selfish?
What do you mean is it really selfish? You're going out and going to have sex with somebody when you could have it at home.
If you can have it at home, if you're getting it at home.
Then why are you with this person if you can't get it at home?
That's the main issue.
Comfort. They're just
You're
comfortable.
comfortable
You're
not
just used
having
to it.
sex?
Yeah. No.
No.
Just if financially, let's say financially, like everything is going well, okay, yeah, you don't get sex or even an emotional connection, but you just stay together because, well, the bills are paid and I have a nice TV, I can watch some shit, and she cooks from time to time. It's not a great relationship. I wouldn't take it for any amount of money in the world, but it's some people accept it.
Comfortable is not the word. There's a word for that. Complacent.
Settling.
Yes.
Mhm.
Settling.
No.
Complacent. That's
Yeah,
it.
settling. Yeah, complacent. Yeah.
That's it. Just this is the way that it is, and I'm not happy nor upset. I just come home to this, and this is my life. God, that sounds fucking terrible. Like, that sounds bad.
But some
It sounds
people
like a prison
that, though.
sentence.
Yes. Like, you are tethered to this. This is how this is gonna happen, and
But that's what I wanted to say. Like, we can't actually judge that because we're looking in,
At it from
and
a
we all
different
have
perspective.
different relationships. So to us, like, if he's comfortable in that situation, well, good for him.
But then
I
if-
wouldn't
okay.
want it.
But okay, I have to disagree for sake of argument. Really, honestly, if the argument is that we can't relate, right, because none of us are in that relationship, fine. There has to be somebody else that's in a relationship that's similar to that. You can't be the only one that's in that.
I wasn't gonna say like we can't relate because we're not in that relationship. I think we can't relate because we don't have that mindset. We don't settle.
We don't have that situation. That's the difference.
Oh.
So we can't see it from their point of view.
Because we wouldn't let it go that far.
I get what you're saying. Okay.
Oh,
Right, because you would be
wait,
out the
wait.
door when that was happening. For him,
I-
he's like, all right, I'll let it go and see what happens.
I tried for years, and it got me nowhere. It got worse. So
Yeah, but
then
you
at a
cut the
certain
cord.
point, I said, "Uh-oh,
How many
no
years
more."
were you with her, Matthew?
13.
Whoa.
Not all, to be honest, they were not all bad. The
And you
years in
have
the
a
beginning
child
were
out
not
of that
all bad.
relationship, right? You have
Yes.
a child out of that.
Yes.
So you got
Yep.
something good to show for that. Okay.
That's also one of the reasons why it took so long.
Yeah, and that's such a terrible reason to stay with somebody is because of a child.
Stay for the kids.
That
Yeah,
is,
of course.
I think it's people always use that argument.
Yep.
We got to stay for the kid. We got to, and then okay, that kid is gonna pick up what you're putting
Yep.
down. So if
Yep,
you,
it's gonna be worse for the kid.
if you can manage to put your shit aside and be cordial and not argue in front of the child, great, fantastic. You're gonna be
Yeah,
fucking
but how
miserable.
often does that happen?
Right.
Yes.
You're gonna be fucking
Oh, no,
miserable,
no,
and that's
no,
not
no.
gonna happen. You're
She made me out to be the bad guy. She started pushing. She knew exactly what buttons to push. So she would start pushing the buttons, button, and at a certain point, I would raise my voice and tell her enough, or there would be an argument. Then she would go to my son and go like, "See, your father,
see, that's
you
bad.
can't live,
That's
you can't
bad.
live with that person." Yeah.
That's when
Now,
when
on the
parents
other
start
hand-
talking shit to their kids about the other parent, it's fucked. It's not now. It's now you got him in the middle or her in the middle, and that's a weapon. That's a weapon.
But that's what they do it for. They use it as a weapon so that way they could win their way, so they could get their way.
That's women though. Men don't typically do
Yes.
that.
Nope.
Men do not typically do that.
No, I'm
not saying
honest
that
with
there's not an
my
occasion
kid.
where a man will do that, but more often than not, that woman, I'm leaving and I'm taking the kids. What the fuck? What how? How did we get to this point?
That's something I never got. And I still don't understand. I don't have kids. I will never will. But even though the man and the woman can't get along and the relationship is dead, I don't get why you have personal arguments. That relationship is gone. You all both go separate ways. Well, the first thing should still be the kid. How the kid is gonna turn
They
Not
don't
out.
think
with
of it that
women.
way,
So I
though,
don't get
Jorn.
why.
No,
They don't think of it. They think of it
No.
in this sense, right? I'm gonna hurt you where it hurts. So where can I hurt you, right? I can hurt you monetarily. I can take away all your money,
Yup.
and I can take away the fact that you won't be able to have or see your kids for whenever
Access.
the court says that you
No,
can see them.
I
So
agree,
to them,
but
it's a
in a
fucking
in a
weapon.
rational mind, I would think the kid comes first,
Nah.
regardless of your
Exactly, but
personal.
you're
Never
thinking
so.
rationally. You're thinking
I'd-
rationally. They're thinking with this.
I'd say 10
I know.
out of if you took 10 relationships, 1 out of the 10 would be the way you think. The other 9
Jordan-
is gonna be I'm
Yeah.
gonna take the child. You're gonna pay me alimony. I'm taking the dog. I want the house. Jesus
Yep.
Christ!
Hurt you,
Why-
hurt you.
Same-
They want to stick it so far up your
Yeah,
ass that you're just like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh no,
take
I
whatever you-
agree, but I think it should be like that. The kid should come first. Why drag the kid into it?
Well,
A
Matthew,
woman
what did you
scorned.
because
guys-
it's a weapon.
Matthew, what did you
Of
guys
course.
fight a lot about? Like, what were the arguments? Like, was it about
Oh.
something or was it just random?
No, her being out, not doing what she was supposed to do. I would come home after a 12-hour shift, and then she would go out with girlfriends and stuff like that. When everything was still on the table, and you know the shit, and it gets it's small aggravations that get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then she tried to manipulate my son against me, which happily didn't work because he's with me, not with her, and he doesn't care if he sees her or not.
Do you still have communications with her?
No, and that's why, like I said, a woman scorned. She's pissed because I broke off all communications with her, and she's tried this in court to force me to communicate with her, and it's never worked for her. because I've always said no. I have no need, and the judges always agreed with me.
What about her seeing the child? Is there no interest in that?
She can't. She's not allowed. She's not allowed to.
Why?
She's got a restraining order against her for the kid.
Ooh,
Wait,
wow.
wait, what? Wait, she's got a restraining order against your son, or your son's got a restraining order against her?
The judge made a restraining order that she cannot see my son.
Why?
She's not allowed to.
Why?
This, and this drink, drugs,
Wow.
uh,
Oh, a
and
dirtbag. A dirtbag.
wrong friends. She got into that level of friends that's all they know. At a certain point, it's nothing but, and the weird part is people who who want to go against it and try to appeal to the logic. Look at what you're doing. They're all bad, and it's only the druggy friends. Those are the good ones. They support me. They understand me, and
Yeah, because they're giving you your next high. That's why they're the good ones, right? Like, just wake the fuck up. Take a look around, right?
Yep.
Look around you.
she had the same thing. She would have a girlfriend, and let's say a semi-decent or a decent girlfriend that you would say, finally, somebody decent she can hang out with. But then it would be nothing like, oh, let's call her Annie. Oh, Annie this and Annie that and Annie, and it would take a month to 3 months. And then when the Annie person would go like, but yeah, you're always here. Don't you have a husband and a kid?
Mm.
Or shouldn't you be doing this? When they started commenting, she would drop them like a bad habit. No more talk about Annie.
Oh, because wow, that's insane.
That's funny
That's-
because we can kind of relate once we actually talk to some people in the Hazer cult and we point out the truth.
But I'm the bad guy here, Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm the bad guy.
Yes, you are.
Sure.
You know why you're the bad guy, Jay? Because you brought it to light. You're the bad guy because of that. If you didn't bring it to
Yeah,
light, everything
we-
would have been fine and copacetic.
Yeah,
but because you
we
brought
are
it
all
up,
thinking it.
you're the bad guy.
Yeah, everybody's thinking, and I'm just the one that says it out loud.
That's it. Exactly.
Why
You're
does that
the
make you
quote
the bad
unquote
guy?
asshole.
That goes into the argument we said last night. As someone said, is there such a thing? Think about this before you answer off the hip. Like, think about this. Is there a problem with being too honest? Now, I don't agree with that question because it's either you're honest or you're not, right? Too honest would be blunt, I guess. And my argument, before you answer this question, think. Is it a bad thing to be too honest, to say how you feel without a filter? Is that a bad thing? Take it away. I'll speak.
At a certain level, yes.
Okay, John?
But why?
The way I see it, yes and no. Kind of depends on the person. You can
No,
be as
it's
honest
not a
as
yes
you
or
want
no.
to be.
You're saying you
Ah, okay.
as a person. I'm not talking about you in a relationship. I'm talking about you as a person. So everybody you're associated with, friends, girlfriend, wife, mother, daughter, whatever, honesty. Too much honesty. Is it a bad thing? Yes or no?
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
Wait, don't tell me
Because
why.
every-
I want to hear Jorn. I want to hear Jorn.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I feel like I am that way, and counting on how many friends I have left, I would say yes. I would say yes. It's probably not the best
Exactly what I
route
was
to
gonna
take.
say. That was exactly what I was going to say. Because you're so honest, everyone sees you and you're portraying an asshole, and because of that, people don't want to hang out with you. They don't want to talk to you because you're so honest. They're just like, I don't want to hear his bullshit,
Wouldn't that be a
even though
breath
it's
of
true.
Oh, no.
fresh air, though? Wouldn't that be?
No,
Wait,
because they want to hear what they want to hear. They don't care about what other people
I get that,
think.
and that's fine. Everybody wants to go fast in a car. Everybody wants to make money. But isn't it nice to know actually where you're at, appreciate what you have?
Yes, that's
Not
what
everybody
people
thinks-
say when they first meet you. When you first get to know you, then you get a lot of people. Oh, it's nice. You're
Uh-huh.
honest. At least you know what you got when you're concerned. Until you say 3 things that they don't like,
Okay, I think my answer to this is I think if like what you said, Jordan explained, if the argument is that is it bad to be too honest? If you're worried about keeping friends and being happy with somebody, yes, it's bad. But on the flip side of that, I think it's good because then someone can always come to you and expect your opinion to be how it is. There's going to be that one moment where they're going to be like, I need to call somebody that's going to wake me the fuck up. And that's going to be Jay.
Okay. So look at it this way, right? You start talking to this girl, right? And you realize that she's real in the sense where she tells you how it is and whatever, right? Most people will think, oh wow, she's a bitch, because she's saying things that you see where I'm going with this. So now when you're with that person, you started dating them, now you're with that person, and you see that it's always quote unquote real and everything, and you're always like, now you're like arguing against them, because like, yo, why are you being such a bitch for? She or whoever doesn't understand that, I'm just being real, right? I'm just telling you how I feel, and this is what it is, right? So at that point, your relationship is strained, because at first you liked her being real, but now she's being too real. So now you're just like, yo, you're being a bitch for no reason.
Yeah, but
And it does work. It does work. With certain people, it is possible. Case in point, look at us in here. We are honest to each other. If you ask me something, I'm not going to crawl up your ass. You're going to get the truth. Whether you like it, whether you kick me, whether you hate me, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I kind of tend to think that most people in here can handle that.
But you would think that all of the haters would be able to handle this. But it's
Nah.
not the case.
Some people fake it. They fake it. They fake it.
Why,
They're like, oh, I can take this until it hits them.
Why fake it? To look
To
better?
belong.
So you're saying that being
belong.
honest is a
Jordan.
good thing. So you're saying that it is a good thing then. See? You didn't think. If you're saying that they're faking it, right? Your argument was it's a bad thing, right? Because there's such thing as being too honest. So if your argument is that they faked it, okay, so they want it to be like everybody else and be raw. And once you got that, you realize that you bullshitting didn't work because you left.
Oh no, I kind of went a different route with my answer. Then you asked me, is it a bad thing to be too honest?
Yes.
I went from a society perspective, not my personal perspective.
I'm asking
I
your
like it.
perspective though. Yours.
Well, I have a small group of friends that I can truly call my friends. I'm living the life. How many people have hundreds of 200s of so-called friends?
And they're being complacent.
Better one bird in the hand than 10 in the sky, right?
Yeah, but if we're looking at society, yes, too honest is a curse. Being too honest is definitely not the way to go.
There, like if I want to hear a certain thing and I don't want to hear what everybody else has to say, it's nice for someone to say, listen, time to man up, Jay.
Right, because that's how you see it. Okay, 9 out of 10 other people won't see it that way, and that's the issue. That's the biggest
Especially
issue.
now.
Especially now where everybody's crying because, it started to rain. Like, people cry for no reason now. Everybody's sitting there complaining about anything and everything they could think about, like why this and why that. Yo, that's how life is, man. Shit happens and people don't understand that. And they're like, but why? Come on.
Wait,
look at it this way. If, let's talk the prototyping, Jay. If you send a prototype to somebody, if they even answer or give you anything back, would you want them to blow smoke up your ass or tell you the truth?
Tell me the truth, man.
I'll give you another thing.
Why?
How about this one?
Because
I'll give you
I
my
need to
situation.
get it better. I need to get it better. But you don't understand, Matthew. That was my argument: is that it's not bad to say to be too honest. It's not bad because
no, not in that situation.
No, I think in any
there are
situation,
situations.
if you're in a relationship with somebody, right, and you're not attracted to that person, and she says, "How do I look?" Tell her how she looks. You look fucking disgusting. Wow, that was mean.
I do.
Right, but you
I did.
asked me why I don't fuck you. Because you look like Miss Piggy. That's why. Like, that's the answer. Oh, that's mean. You asked me what, and that's the argument. But you don't want to hear, oh, you want me to tell you nice? You look like you put on a little bit too much weight, so my penis doesn't get hard for you. Which one has more of an impact? The Miss Piggy one.
See,
Yeah.
but here comes the complacency in the relationship, because at a certain point in the relationship, or not all of them, but then the husband goes like, "Yeah, you look good," because he doesn't want the hassle. He doesn't want the snarky comments. He doesn't want the crying. He doesn't want the fighting over it, because he said,
Fine. You heard the saying, be careful what you ask for?
Yep.
We've all heard that,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Be careful what
Or
you
wish
ask
for.
So before you answer that question, do you really want to know? Like, that's what your answer is. Do you really want to know my opinion? Like,
So that's how you have to answer from now on. Somebody says, "Hey, do I look fat in this?" Do you really want me to answer that?
I think you just did answer.
Leave it at that.
You saying that
Right.
is the answer. You really, but you don't say it like nice. You really want me to answer that? Or
That's it.
Or better yet, you really want the answer to that question. Oh shit, I'm
Right.
fat as fuck. Right? I just
Right.
won't. I won't say that. I'll just say, look like a piggy. That's all.
But see, you're making it more of an asshole thing by adding the Miss Piggy part at the
because
end.
I'm pissed off that you still look this way after 5 years. And you've asked me for the past 5 years the same fucking question. And I've given you the same answer 5 years. Look, I'm tired. I'm tired of you asking. It's not going to change. You've gained weight. If anything, you look like Miss Piggy's mother. Or look like a pig that ate Miss Piggy. Like, it's not getting better. So, that's the answer. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Don't stop asking. That's
I think we went a little too far with the
We
role
did.
play.
I
I
took it
think
personal.
Jay is actually getting agitated.
Yeah, I'm taking it personal. I'll back off. I'm just saying.
It's
this
like-
one plays
it's
close
like
to the
the-
heart here, okay? Because I know I suck at marriages. I suck. I've done it 4 times, and all times have related. Not in a bad term though. Not in a way where you can't do this. It was never that way for me in any relationship. A woman saying you cannot do this because I feel like it's bad. I would have walked out right then and there. I don't care how much I love you. I gotta go. That's it. That's it.
It's just the same way socially. It's like the new baby dilemma. Your best friend had a new baby. You go to the hospital. Kid is ugly as fuck. You would have to tie a stake around its neck
Oh,
for
I
the
would
dog to play with it.
I would tell
What do you say?
That's the thing is people be posting these ugly ass baby pictures on their Facebook, and they're like, "Isn't my baby cute?" I responded. This was a couple months ago. I was like, "Your baby is ugly as fuck." Right? Facebook deleted my comment. They saw it before Facebook deleted it. He unfriended me, and then he talked shit about Air. Look, I didn't ask you the opinion about Air. I'm just saying you posted the picture of your ugly baby on the internet. Tell them your baby's not pretty. What is that? You know, like, is it a boy or a girl? Just tell them. Nobody wants to be
I
honest,
kinda went with-
man. Nobody.
I kind of went the
The
route with,
internet.
oh,
'Cause they're
it
gonna
has
cry,
a lot of
that's
hair
why.
already.
I feel more upset when I see another post saying like, "Look at our little miracle." Listen, if millions of people are doing it on this planet, it's not a miracle.
Right.
It's mundane.
If your baby was born with 2 heads,
Well-
promote the shit out of that. Look at what I created. Okay, I got double the brain power in one shot. Your baby's dumb, right? Like, don't show me your ugly baby that looks like all the ugly. And babies are supposed to be born beautiful. When have you ever seen like a baby giraffe and it's not cute? Or like a baby zebra? Or like a baby anything? They're all adorable. If we're making them as humans and they look like a doorknob, tell them, hey, look at the nose on that fucking thing.
Yeah, but you can't really compare animals to humans because, in that sense, if that one giraffe is limping, it's gonna get eaten. That doesn't happen in real life with babies. Like, it's
Maybe
a little
that's-
retarded, but it's
It's gonna
gonna be
sound a little
fine.
dark here. It's gonna go a little dark. Maybe that's what we need to do. This one, put it in the oven.
Way ahead of you.
Put it in the oven. This one This can't procreate. We got to nip this in the bud now. Just get rid of it.
The Spartan way. Huh?
Throw it down the
Kick
pit.
it off the cliff. That's it. Kick it off the pit. That's it. Cliff. Woo!
You
Goodbye.
just go.
Society,
Kobe.
society is too sensitive, and it's bad as when it's trickling into our cult, right? That is not saying that we don't have hearts, because we do, but it's got to be extreme, right? If I feel like I'm preaching to the choir.
Yeah, but that's
I
the
wonder
outside,
if people
that's the
don't
outside
really
looking
know.
in. That's the outside
What do you
looking
mean,
into the
Jordan?
cult.
About the picture, you've seen babies before. You can't go like, "Oh, this is beautiful."
Oh, we're
You
back
have
on
reference
baby
points.
land.
Yeah,
So this
even
one
though it's your
irritates you.
baby.
So this irritates
Yes.
you then. Okay.
Yes.
Wait, but
People
isn't-
talking
isn't
about their
beauty-
babies annoys me.
But isn't beauty in the eye of the beholder, right?
Bullshit.
They might think
No,
that they have
no,
the
no.
most
No,
beautiful baby
if,
ever.
if the two eyes are looking opposite ways, it's not beautiful. You can think it's unique,
There are
but
limits.
it's not beautiful.
And unique isn't always
There are limits.
right. Just because you're special doesn't make it good.
I mean, the double-headed baby is cool. I mean, you could show that off. Look,
Oh,
my
yeah.
baby is playing chess to each other. Like this is
By himself.
cool. By himself.
I agree with I see what irritates you. And I have to agree with the children, and I think it's because we as people are supposed to accept what everybody else does. That's it. That's it.
It
But that's
even
going
goes
by
further
what
than that.
Matthew's
It doesn't
saying.
matter.
Complacency. It's complacency, though. That's what it is.
Is
It's
it
like
that, or are
everybody's
we
being
scared
complacent.
that is it complacency? It might be complacency for a majority of people that don't want to hurt other people's feelings, right? I don't think that's complacency. I think that's sensitivity, right? Complacency is accepting it. I think a lot of people don't accept it, and they just don't know how to say it without.
But see, I think they work hand in hand. Because people are bitching, you're being complacent to them and saying, "Well, all right, let them bitch, let them say what they want to say, whatever it is, what it is." You understand what I'm saying? Like, I think you can't have one without the other. You need to have both. You need to have the people bitching, so that way the people are complacent. Because if nobody's complaining, then nobody's going to be complacent. No?
Yeah, kind of. I see your point. But even then, I think even with that post, I keep bringing up it really annoys me. The baby post is.
That's how I feel. Now you know how I feel about being Miss Piggy. So my Miss Piggy is your ugly babies. Go ahead.
There you go.
Yes, I think the posting in general is the and especially nowadays is that incredible need of validation. Is really disappointing to me. Like, why do you like it's if it's ugly, it's ugly. If it's beautiful, it's beautiful. You made it. Good luck with it.
Well, I think I have the answer to this. And you're not going to like this answer like I didn't like your answer earlier. But I think the problem is, and it's going to sound like I'm being sensitive. Just hear me out. The problem is you can't change that, right? The argument could be said is if the baby is ugly, there's nothing you could do to make that baby pretty. Right, like you could put flowers on its face and like a pumpkin, making.
I mean, you could try again.
Yes, but I think the argument is that
That's expensive. That's expensive, man.
Not only is it expensive, it's time, and time is money, right? So,
In some cases, drop it a few times. Maybe it gets better.
At least my argument. Jesus, that was dark. My argument is at least Miss Piggy. Right, at least my argument is Miss Piggy can become Miss Piglet, right? She could get skinnier. The baby being ugly,
right?
Oh, I agree, but then you have the same argument in that space. Like, people are posting themselves; they're really fat, and you need to compliment them now because they're really brave.
Yes, good conversation. Bree would love this one. So Peloton now, right, has got these obese people, like bigger than me obese. And I wouldn't consider myself big, 245, 6'1". I mean, could I be 210? Sure. Okay. But still, these people are 400 pounds and they're talking about body positivity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And working out, but being that big. What happened? What? How? Oh my God. First off, you work out to become healthier. It's not about, it is body positivity, but it's a healthier body positivity. It's not you're 500 pounds. At least you're doing something. No.
So what you're saying is because the trainer is big and bulky and fat, that means that you working out should be big, bulky, and fat because they work out all the time. That's what they look like, right? So I want to be like that.
Oh no.
But that was the thing.
No,
Fat
no.
shaming. You don't remember fat shaming? Them saying how?
Yeah, I
bad
remember.
that
No,
was?
but I was being sarcastic.
Well, I'm not being sarcastic because I think it's bad
but-
when you have somebody that big.
Correct. The issue is people don't understand is if I'm going to have a trainer, right? It's going to be somebody that I aspire to be,
And looks better
to
than
look
me.
like. Yes, that looks better than me. That I want. Like if I see somebody my size working out, why? I'd be like, I look like him already. Why do I need to?
They
Not
actually
these
have
days.
obese trainers now. They have obese trainers now. That's it.
Yes, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
Why is a
And
trainer?
they're
Because I was
obese?
thinking-
Because
I
you
was
gotta-
thinking-
Jordan, the problem is they're promoting it. It's not like they just throw a random fat body in there and he just takes the place. Like these people are like the one for Peloton is a black lady that is she has rower experience. So I said to Bree, I said, okay, hold on. There might be an argument here because if she was a rower in college, like an actual rower, she knows how to row properly, regardless how fat you are. It's like with me with the workout with you is I know what to do to get your body ripped. Like I know what to do. Look at Lance, right? So I could do that. But at the same time, I don't want Peloton promoting me as a person of workout. I would want to tune my body up to be a better representation of not only that company, but myself. Don't say body positivity and then push people to do the workout. Because if that's the case, I'm just going to look like you. I'm positive. I'm happy I look fat. And I'm good.
That's it. Exactly.
So why do I need
Yep.
to do your
See,
fucking
but
workout?
if you look at that the other way around, you can be happy that you're not as fat as a trainer.
Then why am I
No,
following the
no.
advice of a person fatter than me?
Exactly. That's like saying Bree's on her Peloton, right? And then the person she's watching looks like Stan. Why would she be looking
That's how
at
Bree
somebody?
feels. That's how she feels. She'll be doing
Right.
the workout. And she'll
But
look
why?
at somebody and be like, first off, that machine's modified. There's no way you're working out twice as hard as I am because it doesn't look that way. Like if that was the case, you'd be skinnier than me, right? And you've
Yep.
been doing this for 8 years? How are you
It's
like
a thyroid
this?
problem.
It's a thyroid problem. Yeah. Go get
And
medicine.
then you have to look back. You have to look back at this issue. Like it's supply and demand, right? How many fat people own a Peloton? And we're complaining to Peloton we need fatter trainers. Because it needs to come
Why?
from a demand somewhere. I don't know why.
No.
I don't
but
think
needs
that's
to
it.
come
I don't
I
think
think
there's a
the
demand for
demand-
that.
I don't think that's it. I think the demand is they need to be more diverse. So they're
Yes.
they're going to get people so the fatter people don't feel threatened or
Left out.
Yeah, left out.
Right.
That wow, all these people are jacked. Where's the people built like me? But then you're
Right.
alienating a lot of your clientele already that is trying to get thinner and is smaller than that. So do you really want to go after that small bracket of fatties, or do you want to focus
That's
on
the
the people
inclus-
that are fucking paying?
Yes.
That's the inclusiveness we have these days.
Yep.
Look at commercials.
Yeah, it's the
I
same.
have never seen as much fat people in a commercial
Yep,
ever.
100%. Yep.
Now there
But
see
I
the
do feel
commercials.
better by
has to be
myself.
overweight.
Oh, I feel better about myself when I see a commercial. And they're like, yeah, I'm really positive about the way that I look. I was like, dude, I look so much better than you. I feel fucking great looking at your fatter ass. Yes, show me what you're working with. Because when people call me fat, what do they call you? Like, here comes Bree. She's going to voice her opinion because she hates this shit. Like, hates it with the passion.
Oh my goodness.
But she has every right to be pissed off about it and upset about it.
It's so dumb. Like, how are you gonna promote all of this fat nonsense?
Oh, and it gets even worse than this.
Like people say like, oh, you're fat phobic. Like there's a word for it now. Exercising makes you fat phobic. Not wanting to look at fatties makes you fat phobic. I'm sorry, but if I'm shopping for like a t-shirt or something and they only have a 3X model wearing it, I'm not gonna buy it.
Tell them what happened. Hold on. Let me backtrack Bree a little bit. Going further into the Peloton thing, right? So this lady is black. Okay, great, good for you. You know, black empowerment, cool. But then it's in that little description there, they talk about it's for black and brown. Black and brown, so that excludes white people, obviously. Black, unless you're really tan, black and brown. What was the word they used?
So she is the head of a company, like she founded it.
Oh yeah, that's
and
it.
it's a rowing exercise thing for like disenfranchised youth. But the point of the matter is that in her sentence, she says it's a program made by black and brown people for black and brown people.
So what? Wait a minute.
That's the
Let me get
sentence.
this right. So you want? Wait. Okay.
What?
Yeah, it being for disenfranchised youth, that's cool. But
Well,
why
did you
have
show
to
me the
add
ad?
that
Did you
last sentence?
send me that ad where it says that black and brown thing, or no?
No, I sent you something better.
So
But
it's-
but what's the point of that? You're just advertising now that you're black and brown, and you're saying, "Oh,
but it
you
has-
know, we're black and brown." Cool.
If you think
Wouldn't
about
it be
it,
smarter to
we're
teach
going
them to
back-
swim then?
we're going back to segregation, but now it's going to be the other way around. They're doing it themselves.
To the white people.
You know what
Got
the
it.
positive thing is? The girls with terribly ugly faces are going to be able to find husbands because they don't want a fat girl. She could have the prettiest face in the world, but he's not going to pick a fatty over someone who looks like they care about their body.
But that's fat shaming as well. Because if a fat lady is interested in you and you won't date her, you're fat shaming.
Right.
what
No,
about-
that's
wait,
not
what-
true,
racist
Matthew.
for not-
I have a bad back. I
I,
can't do it.
Oh, that's a good point. No. What Bree just said. Say that again, Bree.
does that make me racist for not dating a black guy?
So the argument could be
Yes.
that's that's preference. That's preference. That ain't got shit to do.
Not anymore. No, not anymore. According to current society,
Okay.
that's racist.
Oh, okay. All right. That argument is stupid. That is personal preference. That has nothing to do. Maybe it does have a little bit to do with racism and fat shaming, but I think the argument is I wouldn't want to be with a fat woman. But,
Yes. I'm not saying it's not logical, or I'm not saying it's not true or not or right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying woke current society says that's fat shaming or that's racist, or normal thinking people don't see it that way. They go like, no, that's my preference. I don't like those people. I don't like
Rational
to do
people,
this.
Matthew. Rational.
Rational, yes,
Rational
rational
people.
people.
The endangered species.
This
Yes.
society of overcorrecting political correctness is destroying companies. I was buying Victoria's Secret stuff constantly. I was an awesome customer. They sent me like coupons for $20 off purchases, which is like unheard of for Victoria's Secret. They don't do that unless you spend a lot. I stopped buying from them because they started promoting all these super fat models. There's no
I was
sexy
gonna say that
Victoria's Secret models.
the pink thing.
All of the clothes are suddenly bisexual. They're for men and women. I'm looking at a pair of panties.
That's
I
pink.
see it on a 3X woman or a dude.
And
I'm
that's
like,
Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret that had some of the most beautiful
what?
models.
Sexy models.
And they fired them all. This is a true story. This made news. They fired them all to get more people that were average,
Yes.
which are not average.
Diverse.
And now I do not give them a cent.
You see, that's
And
what
how
happens.
many
You
people-
I don't blame you.
You alienated the people that were
Your original
clients.
clientele.
And you're doing that with Peloton. That's not who the fuck is in charge of your marketing. Like,
Probably some 21-year-old chick who just graduated from political sciences.
and
Like,
she is binary.
yes.
And that's
A he,
what we
she,
get.
yes. A he, she.
Non-binary.
Oh yes.
Oh, my bad. Because binary is normal, right? Yeah. Got it.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a difference between binary and non-binary.
Welcome to society, man. This is where we, being too honest, I can't zoom in on that because you sent that on WhatsApp. You have to send it on iMessage because it's pixelated. It's now and I'm all for people accepting my fattiness, right? But I still get that brashness and I need that, you know?
But from a business standpoint, it doesn't make sense because you're going after a niche market.
Well,
That's
hold
not
on,
bring.
Join.
That's not
Wait,
bringing in the market. That's not bringing in the
wait.
money.
You're not looking at it the right way. You're not looking at it the right way. Or okay, let's just give, for example, we're using Victoria's Secret, right? So Victoria's
Yeah.
Secret, everyone who used to buy Victoria's Secret used to be thin, athletic, in good shape, right? But now that they open up the floodgates to everyone else, now they'll get the thin people to buy, the fat people, everybody in between, the white people, the black people, everything. So now you just open up your market, because before you were a niche crowd. You were in the thin market. Now you're opening it up to the fatties. So now you got more clientele.
Okay.
And don't forget, I'm pretty sure the
But that's-
prices went up because fabric isn't cheap. You need to put double
Amen to
fabric
that.
for somebody.
Hold on, Spade.
Exactly.
Spade,
Okay,
hold on.
Spade, but you made a
Do you
good point.
think
But
these-
Go, Jordan, take
sorry.
it away.
Do
Go,
you think
Jordan.
these?
Go, Jordan. Jordan, Matthew, hold on. Go.
overall, I think there's statistics about this. Overall, what kind of bracket of people are most obese? It's probably the impoverished people, right? The poor people that are more
Yeah.
afflicted. And okay, how many people do you think the poor people are actually spending money in Victoria's Secret? So there goes your argument.
Now hold on,
I
Matthew.
know.
go
I
ahead.
bet you a lot.
Hold on,
I
Spade.
bet you a lot because there's influences everywhere that are like, you should save up everything and buy that $60 bra.
Hold on. Go ahead, Matthew.
You think those companies really want that clientele, or they don't want to be judged by current society
That's
on not being
valid
inclusive and getting
Valid
all the shit dumped on them and getting
valid argument.
cancelled?
That's a valid argument, and I don't think most people would see that balance, right? And us being honest, you have to look at that. You have to say, well, as a company, you need to make a. See, I don't know, and clearly they know it better than I do. I was gonna say they need to make a subsidiary, Pink V2 for the fatties, right? Or I
Call it purple. Purple.
but then that's not the same brand, right? So that brand itself is still alienating those. It's a good point. It's a very good point. And that's probably what it is. It's worried about cancel culture. Is they don't accept us, and the people that are going to complain are not going to be the people that are working out, are not going to be the people that are in shape. It'll be the people that don't
Right.
feel included. The kid that didn't get picked at kickball, the last one to get picked, he's going to complain. No, it's because you suck. That's why no one picked you. You can't kick. That's why. It's not because you're ugly. It's not because you have 1 foot, right? It's because you can't kick. That's it. And
It was the same thing with Russian products, right? Even before actually Europe and all that stuff started sanctioning Russia, there were actually supermarkets already banning certain products because they wanted to appear to the public and
See?
show they're kind-hearted.
See?
And that's it. Appearance.
okay.
And this is all stemming back to the creation of social media. Because if you didn't have social media, none of this would happen. There would be no such thing as cancel
Well, hold
culture.
on.
Nothing.
Hold on. That's a valid point, Spade. Hold on. If you go back, and I don't know many hazers that were around for this, but if you go back to World War II, right? First off, the question is, did Germany manufacture things like pots, pans, whatever? Did other countries still buy those pots and pans from Germany during World War II?
Well, I'll flip it to you the other way around. I'll tell you about the Japanese, because after what did we have during World War II in the U.S. when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor?
Mhm.
After that, Japanese people were being, locked up in
Ostracized.
camps, right?
Sure.
Right. So it's the same thing.
No,
They may have
because
not
we're
bought the
talking about-
products,
we're
but
talking about a grocery
they went further.
Yeah, but we're talking about a grocery store not selling products because it's coming from a country that is at war, right? If the argument is that you don't support it, I understand that argument, right? If you don't, I'm just interested if in World War II, did Germany still make products worldwide and sell products to other countries?
Cars.
Don't know
They had
about
their
World
cars.
War II, but you may not like this answer, but during World War I, America was still trading with Germany.
Right, but that has nothing to do with what he's talking about, though.
Yeah, I'm
America
talking
was
about
trading with
selling
Germany
products.
because America was not part of World War One until later on.
Yeah, I'm talking about where you're bringing in money to the country.
Right.
Did they still let Mercedes sell cars during
I'm
World
sure
War
they
II
did.
to other countries?
You know what? That's a good question.
If
That might need to be looked up. But again, the point is that we're talking about something. We're going far left and far right over here.
Right.
We're talking about cancel culture, which is something simple, as opposed to a war with another country.
Right.
So
right,
this
right,
is
right,
this
right,
is this is a right. So this is a bigger thing. Okay, but I could understand during war you're canceling these people. That makes sense.
right. 'Cause it's
But because
extreme.
this person, right, that's an extreme.
Right.
But because this person doesn't agree with your opinion, you're going to cancel them, or because of what they did, they're going to cancel them for what reason? Does it hurt you that much that this person is saying or doing something? Like, why?
No, Spade, because they're threatened by a different point of view, and if they can conquer you or counter you with good arguments, then other people will follow suit. Like, Spade
Well, that's
actually
like
makes
when.
a good argument, and then you get a following, and then you push back.
So it's like when I bring up a point and then somebody says and starts making fun of you because they don't have an argument they don't have anything to argue back with. So they say, well, you look like an idiot or
Exactly.
whatever, or you're
Then
fat.
then
you
basically won
Okay.
the argument.
Let me
It
say-
also trickles back to the next thing. Like we said, emotional or rational.
Rational.
Because now most people are starting to think more emotional, and everybody is special, and everybody is a hero, and everybody can do anything they set their mind to, and they're winners.
Participation
Go
trophy.
on like that. Participation trophies, and everybody's special. I'm special. My needs come first. I've told you this before. That's not the way society is supposed to work. Let well enough alone, and if you're not hurting me, you can do whatever you want. If you want to run around in your house with your underpants on your head, I don't care. It's not hurting me. But don't pressure me into
Don't push me.
thinking that it's normal
Right.
or to
push
do
me.
the same.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me show you guys this real quick. Going back into the body positivity. Hopefully you guys will see this. Let me know if you see this. Do you see what's on my screen?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna zoom in. I just want to read something. So there's an image here of a guy and a girl that's jacked, right, ripped, and then down here is a lady that is just proud of what she's wearing. That's fine. That's fine. But when you look at this, right, I know you can't read the text. It's very.
I can see it.
So this chick looks disgusting. I'd rather have boobs than her six pack. Just saying, right? Everybody's down in her, and the dude, right? They're just think twice before you eat that candy bar. Chick straight nasty, and the dude blowing out roids. Now, when you go here, right? I mean, you could just pick a couple comments, but when you go down here, is well done, girl. Right behind you, 1,000%. Looking good. Good for you, honey. You're beautiful, just the way you are. Right? Strong.
You know why?
Nice. You go, girl.
You know why?
Listen. Okay.
But Jay, you know why that's happening?
Oh, it's-
Because it's easier to be a glutton than it is to sit there and work out and have a six pack. So they're choosing the easy way out.
Okay, but what
No.
is that called if you are okay, if all right. First off, I want to know where these people are because I want people to tell me that I'm beautiful or fatty. Right? I need to start looking in other areas for people to encourage me to continue to be fat. Right? This goes back to the original conversation of someone saying, "Hey, listen, you need to fix yourself. You're not healthy." Right? Doctors used to do that, right? You'd go to a doctor and say, "Hey, man, look, your cholesterol is shit, right? Fix it." And that's acceptable because that's a medical profession. But society as a whole accept the chubby bunny over somebody that's at the gym working hard. There's automatically a reason. You got an 8-pack, you're doing fucking roids. Oh, you don't have any boobs? I got bigger tits. But you're also 550 fucking pounds. So that's why you have bigger tits.
I actually see it from the same perspective as the Peloton thing. People are actually acknowledging it that she's fat, and they're giving props because it actually makes them feel better about themselves. Like, at least I'm not that fat. Go,
Yeah, the
girl,
question-
get fatter.
Here would be an alternate test of that is to go through the comments and click the pictures and see what those people
Oh.
look like. I bet you there's nobody with a six-pack in there that feels that way.
Right. Correct.
But nobody
Correct.
dares go against that grain because of the fear of not being included anymore, being ostracized.
So we're dividing things more. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
You're making it much more divided than what it was.
I think it's also not worth the effort. Like, if I would see this post, I was like, yuck, and scroll further away from that picture.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't
don't-
comment on it. Oh, you're looking beautiful, right?
Yeah.
No, because it's not true. It's not.
Right.
Well, what would you
Look,
comment on? Well, if
look
you
how
had those-
woke I am.
If you had those, so you're scrolling through Instagram. I know you don't use it much, Jordan, but you're scrolling through Instagram, and you see a picture of the dude and the chick, right? Okay. Scroll a little bit down further. You see a picture of the chick with the chubby bunny. Which one would you be more inclined to comment on?
None of them.
Yes. I was gonna say the same thing.
But I do feel, but I will add,
There is.
I have
there
more
isn't an
respect for the
option of
ones.
No one. There's an option of you
Okay.
have to pick one. Which one would you
then
comment?
the first two, and good job for
Right?
the dedication and hard
Sure.
work that went into it.
Right. I'm not saying you're gonna comment, but if you have to pick one, you're gonna comment on the one where they're in shape and you guys look good. Good job, man.
Because they spent their time to do that, as
Sure.
opposed to somebody
Sure.
who just
Sure.
sat there and just did this
100%.
all day.
100%.
But that goes back to social media, Spade. Like, you don't
Yes.
really need a talent right now to be successful.
Amen to that.
You can
Nope.
do whatever. And that's the same
Yes.
mentality. You can lay on a couch and get fat. You don't need a personal trainer for that to come motivate you. Eat that other burger. Come on, you got this. You can do that all by yourself. You don't need
Yes,
external
it's
help.
exactly.
It used to be that you had to do something special to be special or to be famous. Now you can be famous for the sake of being famous.
Man.
People molesting their bodies, surgery, you name it, implanting stuff, changing whatever you want,
And they
disfiguring
do it.
themselves.
To be different, Matthew. They do.
Yep.
Yep.
To be, whether you're putting horns in your head or you're putting a tattoo on your eyeball, you're going extreme measures for what? For
Views.
to prove yourself to other people? What about yourself? Look inward, not outward. What are you going to do if social media is shut down? You don't have any of that anymore.
But these people are messed
Okay,
up in the
social
head.
media shut down.
The only thing is, it used to be, in the past, you would just say you're fucked in the head. Now it's not allowed.
Yeah,
your
'cause now
opinion
if you
hurts
say
people,
that,
Matthew.
you'll be blocked. They'll shut. Facebook will shut you off, not the person.
Yep.
Facebook.
People are getting antsy for other people.
Yeah.
Like what we saw with the Black
Why?
Lives
Why are
Matter
you get- yeah.
rallies. White people,
Right. Why are you getting
were-
pissed off for other people? Let them be pissed off.
Yeah.
That's their issue, not yours.
Being included, maybe. Being included. Want to be part of.
I just
Include
think it's
yourself in
being
things
noticed.
that involve you.
No, being noticed. Being noticed, I think most people have an extreme fear to just live their life and fade into nothing. And for most people, that's the reality. You came out of nowhere and you are going to die in nowhere. That's the reality. You don't have a talent. You're nothing special. Live with it. You can still have a meaningful life. You're just not going to be a pop star or a singer or an actor. You're not going to be famous because you're untalented and unwanted.
God, that's.
yeah, and now we live in a world where 80% of people
I'm
wants
not
to be
gonna-
a fucking influencer.
Let me tell you something. What you just said hit home for me, Jordan. Like that. That was. I know nobody else took it personal, but wow, right? Like I took that. Probably, I'm getting sensitive.
Why?
Well, let me explain. When you say it like that, it's so true. It's sad.
But you're talented.
No,
you're
not me.
like,
Not me.
"Oh, I'm
I'm
doing
not worried
stu-"
about me. I'm saying that for society that's so true. But I don't know if I've ever heard somebody say that out loud the way you just did, right? Like, you are untalented, you're not good. Because I'll even say the truth, but I've never said it like that. And one could use the argument said that you're extremely judgmental.
I am, and I'm fine with it. But am I judgmental or am I right? Let's say
It depends on how you
90%
look
of
at it.
No. I'm actually right, Spade. 90% of the people on this
Not you,
planet
not you.
are disposable. That's just a
Yes,
fact.
correct.
Jesus.
I'm just saying that the other people are looking at it differently than you and saying that you're being judgmental, and you're just saying I'm just being real.
Majority.
Oh, I'm part of the 90%. I know my place. That's just the problem. Nobody realizes how insignificant they really are. There's some freedom in that. You can still make more out of life if you chose to be, but in the correct area, not going on a social platform and singing Island Boy. I don't know. That's my only reference I have.
I'm an island. We don't want to get copyrights. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're totally correct on that. It's
And you can't fix any of it. There's nothing that one person could do. There's nothing we could even turn around and say, cancel this. Cancel the Island Boys. I'll use your argument. But why? Like what?
Legally, no, you can't do anything about this.
Okay, yeah, tread carefully there, booster seat. If you, the argument could be said is we should just keep scrolling, ignore, right? But you have to acknowledge something in order to fix it. And if we say, hey, don't support those, you're part of that cancel culture bracket. So finding that fine line of just...
You're not going to be able to keep ignoring it, Jay, because it's going to get worse. A lot worse. Until it destroys itself, literally.
Go ahead. Finish your sentence, John.
He's done.
I mean, Matthew.
He's done.
Oh, what I was going to say is, look how many people follow you that don't like you and that follow you purposely just so they can comment on your post something negative.
Ooh, yeah.
How many?
Well,
would you say that it's about 10%?
I have a better way to answer that. I've realized now that a lot of people that followed me and are hazers are less active than people that hate me. That's sad. That bothers me. That's
sad.
Shitty feeling. Is that people that love me are no longer around and the people that hate me are still.
I would agree with that. I wouldn't agree with that because then it's not really
a YouTube video, and then you could disagree with numbers.
No. I'm just saying then it wasn't really love to begin with because it's positive or negative, right? So you either extremely hate you or extremely love you. In between is indifference.
Right. But there's
love and hate.
That spew hateful comments now on my videos than they has ever before because they were at least outweighed or drowned out by the positivity.
But love and hate are the same, different sides of the same coil. They both require effort. They both require you to live in that person's mind.
Hate requires more than love does. Right? Because love becomes a natural thing. Hate becomes you just have hate in your heart.
It's tiresome.
Well, either way you look at it, it could be tiresome. Whether you're too much positivity or too much negativity, it's you have to find the right balance between everything.
Yep.
Oh, I'm in perfect balance.
Of course you are, Joanne. Of course.
You know what they say? Too much of a thing is never a good thing.
Right.
A lot of people have told me that before.
And too much of anything makes you an addict. Of anything,
that's true.
Whether it's food, sex, masturbation.
Everything, anything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be anything. Anything.
Anything of excess is you being addictive to it. That's all it is.
But that's not a disease, right?
No.
No.
Yes. I mean, yes. That's what society wants you
Oh
to
no,
think.
I know what society thinks.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that it's all a disease that is uncurable.
Yeah.
But
No,
do any of
yeah,
you really think society is gonna heal itself or go to hell in a
Hell no.
handbasket?
No way.
Hell in a handbasket.
And no matter who you put as a
Straight.
president, who you put as an influencer, there's even if you go look at your top people, like comedians are our last hope. Literally, I mean, I'm
Barely.
down so big,
Barely.
but that's our last. What's the saying? The great white hope, right? That's the last positive thing we have because they're the only people that will say how it is. Everybody
Well,
else,
they used to be. They used to be.
You can
because
judge.
you
You
They
can judge the
became more
state of a
filtered.
society with comedians. If they get cancelled, your society is fucked. Because that's the
Correct.
last people
Yes.
who can tell it like it is
100%
with a
agree.
laugh.
100% agree.
Because what does
But
a
I never
comedian do? What does a
understood that.
comedian do? What do you
It
mean? You
makes
never
people
understood what?
think. No, listen.
Right,
like,
exactly. That's what a
if I'm a
comedian
fan,
does. He makes you think.
okay, but I'm a fan of Jay, right? So I know
Right.
what he does. I know what he stands for. I know how I like to think. I kind of understand how the way he thinks. Now, let's say I'm a fan of a comedian and I know his subject matter. Like he talks about fatties. He talks about the gays. He talks about Black Lives Matter. What would make me push? Like, I don't like all of that stuff. Why would I buy a ticket and write a blog after the show? I don't understand
But
that mindset.
that's a new way of thinking, Jordan. Oh, let's cancel this guy.
I would hardly call that thinking, but okay.
You look at comedians, right? I mean, I'm not a big fan of Dave Chappelle. I know people like him. He does some funny stuff, but I don't think he's a great comedian, right? But you take any comedy skit. Take I was gonna say Denzel. I was about ready to get racist. Eddie Murphy.
Jamie Foxx?
No, Eddie Murphy in Raw or which is the one where he's wearing the red,
Delirious?
or is that where he's
Is it?
wearing the red on the stage and he's talking about the gays in his butt? I don't know, but if you made that skit today, oh, bro, that's not even
Canceled.
podcasted. Like that's.
But did you see
Canceled.
Chappelle's last shows? I couldn't sit through him
Yeah, that's what
because
I'm
I
saying.
don't-
he's gotten woke. He's gotten woke, BLM, and all softy.
I also don't understand
Well-
the controversy about it. It wasn't edgy, like at all.
Well, the only thing that they were saying that was edgy was when he was doing the transsexual joke, transgender jokes.
That
That was the
one.
only time that it was edgy. That
And
was
I
edgy
also
for
wanna-
most people.
Well, I also want to comment on what Jay said, like with the sketch of Eddie Murphy. I don't think you can do that. The way
No.
we're doing the same
Wait,
thing
you don't
with like
think you
old
can
series.
do that or can't do that?
You can't do that. You can go back in time and look at through the eyes of society now. That's stupid. It was way back when. It's still funny, but if you can't take it now, don't
All right,
watch
I don't know
it.
if you're being
It was a different
satirical.
mindset.
Okay. I
No,
don't know if-
I'm serious. I'm serious. I don't feel like you can judge things in the past now. It was then. It was funny. If you don't like it now, then don't watch
But
it.
why could you not do that again?
Because people are sensitive
Because-
now.
Fuck
You can
people.
still do it.
My argument
no.
is fuck the people. Fuck the people.
Okay.
Oh, I'll tell you
Why
why. You
couldn't
can't do it because
Why do comedians not do that anymore? Why?
because
there's
you won't
more
have your
money
Netflix
involved
special
now.
if you don't do it. Right.
We're not
Fear of
talking about a Netflix
cancellation.
special. We're okay. Forget Netflix. Forget all your platforms. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about. Can you at least name one comedian now that touches on all this shit and is negative towards it or realist towards it like we are? Can you name a comedian that does that?
I kind of liked Schultz.
Yeah,
He'll
Andrew
speak
Schultz.
on this against wokeness.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but he does it in a comedic fashion. That's why he hasn't been canceled. Because
Oh, he is. He is paid because his special didn't end up on Netflix because they wanted to cut it up.
But that wasn't being he wasn't being canceled by the public. It was Netflix saying you can't say these jokes on our platform.
No,
take
but
them
that's
out, and he
Netflix
said I'm not.
anticipating. that's Netflix and this. That's already censoring before it gets worse. That's even worse.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Now
Look
you're
at
not
Disney.
even allowing the public
like, even
to
a movie
form an
like-
own opinion.
We were watching. Oh my God, Bree, what was it? We were watching either a comedian or oh. You guys have maybe seen this. You seen Cobra Kai?
Yes.
Okay. You know
seen
the
it all.
white dude, the white what's his name? Tommy, the white guy. Likes rock.
Which one?
The guy, Johnny Lawrence. Johnny Lawrence, the
Oh,
black
okay, yeah.
guy. But he'll make jokes like, and they're so edgy. It's like whoever wrote his script is like us, right? Because he'll say like with the transgenders, where the girl was doing the flips, and he was like, "I'll just walk up to the girl." Now in my mind, I'm like, "Ooh, you got to be careful because someone will label you as like a pedophile." Right, because you're going up to the. But his mindset is very 90s. I'm just gonna go walk up to her and ask her if she wants to do karate, right? And then
Right,
non-binary. He didn't
but
shit
see-
any of that. There's no.
But see,
script. All I'm
but
saying-
see, he was written that way. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. What I'm trying to say is you can't show me a movie, right, that ignores society, that like Tropic Thunder, right? You did that video today,
Right.
that movie today. Oh my God. A white dude.
There's a black guy being played by a white
dude
guy.
playing a white guy. Listen,
But listen.
go ahead.
But Johnny's the part that guy is playing as Johnny Lawrence, right? He's written like that to be satirical to what today is happening, and people are eating it up because it's written from the eyes of somebody who is liberal, who is looking at somebody who's conservative, who's a liberal. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
It's
it's a
written
good role.
specifically.
You understand that's a good role. Why can't there be a full movie like that? You understand? The full movie's
Because it's going to be hard to write.
I don't know.
It's going to be very hard to write.
Well, I don't think anybody
It's
would
very
argue
hard to
that
write that.
movies from the 2000s and the 90s are better than movies that are made today, right? Movies that are made today are fucking trash. You think of, Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, Castaway, good acting, solid movies. John Q, Denzel Washington, Training Day, Two Guns. You could name 100 movies and they're all good. Now you take movies today, what do you got? Batman, Superman eats Batman, Batman fought Star Wars versus Iron Man.
Nice.
It's
I want to watch those.
Like, shut up with the fucking superheroes already. Like,
Because,
oh
but
my
Jay,
God.
But Jay, they are safe. They are safe bets.
I get it. That's a valid argument that you can't hurt anybody by.
But I do
you're
have a
gonna
question.
Run out of superheroes, man. Like, you're now doing movies on
It's gonna be-
superheroes that nobody knows. You just made somebody up. Ant-Man.
They invent
right?
new
Like,
ones. They just invent new ones.
Right. Like, okay, what happened to the old school movies? Like, what happened? Pelican Brief, Philadelphia. What happened to those? Saw. What happened to those?
But there's a
Movies
good
now
argument
have
to
society.
say.
That's not society because the demand is there.
Movies have to be spectacular now with the CGI and the action and 50 cars blowing up at once with huge fireballs
People's
and
attention.
everything.
People's attention.
And it's not about a movie isn't
ADD.
carried by a character or an actor anymore. Movies
It's how many
used to
times they
be
can blow up.
carried. Yeah, but a movie used to be carried on the talents of an actor, of a certain actor or certain actors in the movie.
Right.
But that's gone. It's spectacular,
requires a script.
spectacularly.
And a screenwriter.
Right. Maybe
Expulsion
that's
doesn't.
what it is. Maybe it's not the actor. Maybe it's the people that are writing it. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's the problem. It's because the society will eat that up, right? They'll eat it up. So that's not the problem. It's just maybe you just don't have the good writers anymore or directors.
They don't because everybody wants to rehash things. It's always about let's remake this or let's do this for today's time or standards. So everybody's just rehashing everything. It's
I
a
hate
sequel and a prequel to everything that used to be.
No,
When was the
Safe
okay?
bets.
I'll give
Safe
you.
bets.
Yes, safe bets. But when was the last time you saw a movie that came out that was original that warrants a trilogy.
I don't think any movie's a good trilogy.
Exactly.
But does it need it? If you have one good story, do you really need three?
No. Would you watch
tell her.
You don't-
Forrest Gump too? No, I mean, I'd watch it just to know what happens. But after the second one, I don't need a third, right? At that point,
Yeah.
make enough. Like here's a great example. This bothers me so much. It bothers me so much. Everybody's talking about it, including you hazers. You guys are all talking about this Dahmer series, right? Everybody's talking about
Yes.
it. Okay, shut up. Stop talking. Let me go for a second. First off, you fuckers that are watching this, if you did a little bit of research, watch the movie Dahmer that came out in 2003. That's going to sum up that whole series literally in 1 hour and 20 minutes and give you more information than what that series is, right? But people are talking about, oh, it's so great. All they did was take a movie and make it into fucking 30 episodes. That's all you did. And hook, line, and sinker. You bid it.
Like I said, rehashing.
I've seen both, and I like them both. I mean, the acting in the series is a little better, I have to say. But I was gonna come
We're not
back with
talking about the acting. We're not talking about the screenplay. We're talking about the story.
You mean story-wise? I agree with
Story
you.
of Dahmer.
I agree with you.
Like,
you could do the same thing
a
in
lot
5
of
episodes.
problems. Let me tell you a lot of problems with this Dahmer, right? As someone that watched both. The problem is, I should be a fantastic movie critic. Like, because I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to spoil the fucking movie. I'm going to destroy it for you in 10 seconds. People have to think about this. Like, when I watch a movie, I'll be like, well, you know, that lamp was in the wrong place. Or his mouth isn't moving properly. It's not synced up. Terrible post-editing. When you watch the movie, right, and you watch the series, I'm going to ruin the movie for you. And the series, if you haven't watched it.
I mean, it's based off of a true story, so
All of those accounts of all those deaths are hearsay. They're just made up. There's like when he's being interviewed and he's talking about all this, look it up. That never happened. Like that all these stories of like I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but the people that he says that he killed, that never happened. That's never documented anywhere. Where did you get that from? You're making this up and making the story much more glorified than what it is. And this is going to sound even further is what happened to this. This is dark. Oh, I don't even know if I could cover this on YouTube. So in the 80s and 90s, you'll love this, Jordan and Matthew. 80s and 90s, you had prolific, right? You know what that word is? Or no? Yeah, big names that were serial killers. Ted Bundy, Gacy, right? Dahmer,
Zodiac Killer, no.
Zodiac Killer, right? You
Yeah.
have all these. But now that doesn't exist anymore. I thought what social media wanted to do many years ago, they said no longer are we going to name names about people that commit crimes because we don't want to idolize them or come up with a fanization of serial killers. But then you make a series about it. Which one is it, Netflix? Do you like what lane are we going down here? So you don't want people to promote these people, and I get that. I understand that. At the same time, now you're making a series about somebody that you say we shouldn't re-mention.
Oh, but I don't feel like
I remember
the series
that,
is
Jay.
promoting a person like that.
Oh, you don't?
No, see, what Jay's talking about is that a few years ago they had said like we shouldn't make what people do negatively. We shouldn't put that in a high light and say, hey, you know, this person did all these bad things and like make them famous, right? So what are they doing now? They're taking what they said, threw it out the window, and said, hey, let's take this story about this serial killer who's based on a true story, you know, and let's make him famous again.
What happened?
You just said a few years ago you don't want to do that.
Right, and everybody was on board with that. Everybody. Netflix, Disney, everybody. Oh, I don't know why the fuck Disney's making videos about serial killers. But, you know, Paramount, Lionsgate, they were all in on this. Great. Right? And now you Green River Killers, another one. You have all of these. And the reason why you don't have modern day ones is because of that reason. They didn't want to publicize them. So we're going to rehash old shit that happened in the fucking 80s and 90s. And you guys are going to all hook, line, and sinker it.
Yep.
Yeah, I was interested in it.
Monies.
Yeah, money.
That's all it is.
Money.
That's all it is.
I'm not
It's
saying
always been that
drama
way. I don't
series
care what
isn't
anybody
good.
says.
It's just a lot of made up shit that is not documented. There's okay. You know,
Well, Jay, hold on. Jordan, how many episodes are in that series?
10.
And they're what, an hour long each?
Yep.
Okay, so Jay, you're comparing a 1 hour and 30-minute movie to something that's 10 hours long. There's got to be filler somewhere. Something has to be added to it.
I get
It's got to be made
telling
longer.
a story about a real person. I subscribe to the fact is tell me what really went down. Give me proof. Give me validation. Don't.
But there's the loophole, Jay, because they say inspired by true events
I
instead
get-
of
I-
or based
I
on
get-
true events,
I get it.
and that's the loophole. But it made me interested, and I looked up more about him because
Sure.
I found out I don't really know that much about him.
Do you know how many? Do you know how many victims that were confirmed by Jeffrey Dahmer?
No, I couldn't really find like an exact number that was 100% confirmed.
they're
So
gonna
they
do-
kind of winged it.
Next, they're going to do a Ted Bundy one and a John Wayne Gacy. You're just rehashing old shit because you said yourself you don't want to idolize serial killers, yet you're making series off of them. It's people's attention span has got to be like, when's the last Saw movie? When's the last one? What was it? 2
years ago, 2 or 3
Was
years
it?
ago, they made the one with with Chris Rock.
Yep.
Really?
It was
And Samuel L.
yes,
Jackson.
Chris Rock was in it. He played a cop, and I think he played the cop in that movie. I didn't see
What?
it. I'm gonna be honest.
In
Yes,
Saw?
yes.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it
Yes.
produced it. It produced it as well.
Okay. All right, I didn't see that. Okay. Wow. Couldn't have been that good if I'm just now hearing it.
Yeah, but was that
They said it
Number
wasn't
8
bad.
or
I don't know. I
something?
didn't see it.
Society, man, they're fucking.
2021. It was last year. It was called. You know why you didn't see it, Jay? Because it was based off of the Saw movies, but the title was Spiral. That's why.
Oh, so
That's why.
not the.
It's the 9th movie in the Saw franchise, but they called it Spiral. They didn't call it Saw Spiral, or a story of spiraling.
Probably
out
didn't
of
have the
control.
money.
Okay.
Call
Listen,
it
the
Saw.
budget was a $20 million budget,
Jesus.
Oh,
which is pretty cheap actually. Now that I think about it, 20 million. That's pretty cheap considering that most movies today have a minimum of like $100 million to film.
Chris Rock did it on a cheap. Nice.
Oh, he was too busy getting smacked up. So
Oh,
Well,
you-
you know what? You brought
going
that
back
up.
to
Let me
the
ask you a question. Since you brought that up, was Will Smith right for slapping him, or was Chris Rock right for not attacking back, or vice versa? Who was right and who was wrong in that situation? Because it's a
Will
bit,
Smith. I don't think Will Smith should have got up. Right, being the statue that he is, it's not professional for you to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face. I don't give a fuck what your profession is. You could be a boxer. I don't care what it is. Right, you got to learn self-control. Okay. Now, flip
that was
it.
such a bad place to.
Will
yeah.
Smith also, his wife would like cheated on him with some young rapper, right? So you didn't get offended there, right? And everybody took the internet saying Will Smith was right and that Chris Rock was a bitch. What did you want Chris
No,
Rock
he
to
wasn't.
do? Throw down? What?
But listen, let me ask you a question. If I came up to you during this live and I walked up to you and I hit you, you're not going to hit me back? Like, let's be real here. Let's be real
But
here.
what did I
You
do?
know you would hit back.
I think the question would be is what did I say to deserve that? If I was talking,
I still say it looks fake.
Oh, it definitely looks fake. I mean but I don't think it was staged. You know, like
I
why
don't
would
think
you
so either.
stage
I don't
that
know.
and get fined.
I don't know.
But see, here's the thing. Since we brought this up, it goes all the way back to the first topic that we brought up. Okay?
Women.
It's the fact that it's the fact that he found it funny because if you look at the video, when Chris Rock said that, he laughed. And then he turned around and looked at her and she was like, no, this is not funny. So he's like, oh, I don't want to go home and have a shitty day for the rest of the week or month. Let me go do something. So what did he do? He thought, oh, the smartest thing for me to do is to walk up on stage at the Academy Awards and slap somebody in the face.
That's bad.
And what
So
did
that
she
was
do
her
afterwards?
Trolling him.
What did she
Oh,
do
she
afterwards in social
backtracked.
media?
She
She shat
backtracked.
on his head. She shat on his head
Yes.
in social media.
Yes, the worst thing you could do in a relationship.
Wait, who did she talk shit about Will Smith or
She-
Chris Rock?
Yes.
I didn't
No,
tell
no,
him to go do that.
On Will Smith? She talked shit about her husband?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I think we can all agree he is not her husband. Not by a long shot.
Wow, I didn't know about all that. Yeah, I mean, what was Chris Rock supposed to do though? Punch him back and then throw down on the stage? Come on.
Look, I'm going to tell you this. If somebody came up to me and punched me in the face, I don't care where we are or what we're doing, I'm going to hit you back because I'm not going to let you just sit there and punch me in the face and make me look like an idiot in front of millions of people on TV live. No, that's not
What
going
about
to
a
happen.
sissy
I'm going
slap?
to hit you back.
What about a sissy slap?
But if somebody came up to me and just said like, "Oh, you're so funny," like that's
Are you
nothing.
sure about that?
I look at him and
It's easy
laugh
to
at
say-
him.
It's easy to say what you would have done if you were there. Like people, like if I was on that plane heading for the World Trade Center, I would have got up and beat those people up. It's easy to say what you would have done or should have done. I think if you're in that
That's
situation
different.
as Chris Rock, man, I don't.
The first thing he said is, "I'm on stage and I just got bitch slapped by Will Smith." Like that's what you say? That's what you're
Yeah,
doing?
exactly. That's what I would say. I would be flabbergasted. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. I know it was a terrible joke, but come on.
Yeah, I feel like I would react the same way, John. I'd be like, "Wow, that's
Yeah.
unacceptable."
I guess you guys are different than me. I would have went back and be like, "Whoa, what are you
First off,
doing?"
Will Smith is going to
Started-
kick the ever-loving shit out of Chris Rock, number one.
It doesn't matter.
It
How many
does.
times have you been in a fight where you lost?
It does, because if Mike Tyson punched me in the face, you think I'm going to hit him back? Fuck that. I'm going to take that like a champ. 2 hits. Him hitting
No, I'm
me,
gonna grab the chair
me
and hit him
hitting
over the head
ground.
with the chair.
Over. Right? Like, I know how to pick my battles. I'm not going to hit somebody I know is going to kick the shit out of me. Like, you hit
You
me.
don't know anything.
Look, if Mike
We don't
Tyson
know
hits you,
that.
you're going to hit him back.
First of all,
Bullshit.
if Mike Tyson hits me, I'm never
Yeah,
getting
no.
back up again.
No,
Let's be real
Spade.
here. If Mike Tyson hits me, I'm not getting back up.
Let's just say this is your little punch check. Pop. Now what? You want to punch him in the
I'll
gut?
push check him back. I don't give a
That's
fuck.
old ass
Knock
man.
him the
No.
fuck out.
Fuck
No.
you up, bro.
Knock
No.
me
Spade is gonna
I don't
die.
care.
Yo, that old man
If I
will
die, I
kick
die.
the
It is what it
living
is.
shit out of you. And he's 40 years older.
But the point is, though, you're not going like. I feel like, look, realistically, I feel like Chris Rock lost his manhood because he didn't react appropriately. All he did was like, "Oh man, I got slapped in the face by Will Smith."
Okay,
Like,
but
come on, man, you can't
that's
do
the
that.
difference. That's the difference. You were talking about if someone would come up to me and would slap me. That's one-on-one. He has millions of people watching as well.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, he needs to think about his career as well. If he punches back, then he becomes the bad
Right.
guy.
Well, and now you
No,
both-
the first person who punched it is the one that's
No,
wrong.
no, that's
Because
not
No,
how
no,
it
no,
works.
no,
I'm
no.
sitting
That's
here
not
as
how
a
it works.
comedian. Hold on.
No.
I'm sitting
Did
here as a
Chris Rock get
comedian and I'm
cancelled?
throwing out my jokes.
Spade,
throwing
did
out my
Chris Rock
jokes,
get
right?
cancelled? Did Chris Rock get
No, he
cancelled?
didn't get canceled. No, he did not get canceled.
Said Will
He
Smith.
would have
They
been.
Will
praised
Smith
him.
did.
No,
He
he
would
would
have been.
I highly doubt
If he would have
Will
fought
Smith-
back, he would have been. Because
Will
he was
Smith
the
was
instigator,
fine.
What,
remember?
defending himself? For
No, he was
defending
the
himself?
instigator. He was the instigator. He made that little sensitive
on.
joke.
No. That's not instigating. You come to
That's
the
how
Academy
he.
Awards.
No,
Hold
that's
on.
how
Hold
society
on, John.
saw it. That's how society
No,
saw
I
it.
got hired. Hold on. I got hired to sit at the Academy Awards and host it and say a couple of jokes. Now, those jokes have all been approved by the board that throws the Academy Awards. None of those jokes are like on the fly. Okay?
Hey, that's a
Everything
fair
is
argument.
scripted on that show.
That's a fair argument.
Okay? So everything is okay to be said. So you said that joke, and then all of a sudden you're laughing. And because your wife didn't find it funny, okay, you come up here and slap me, I'm going to slap you back. because I shouldn't be sitting here doing my job and you come up and hit me? Who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
but
hit you
that's
right
the
back.
fine argument. But you're talking about hitting him back. That's unacceptable.
And you
Why?
just said it.
Because
Chris got
society will
bitch
judge
slapped.
you, and you will become the bad guy. That's the way it is.
He-
Because you
So
started
let me,
it
so
with
let
that
me
little
get
joke.
judged for defending myself.
You're not.
Yeah,
No,
and
he
you're
got
gonna lose.
slapped, for
Hold
heaven's
on.
sake.
He
He didn't.
only hit him
Will
once.
Smith
Go ahead,
didn't go
Matthew.
all out on him.
Right.
Will Smith didn't go all out on him.
Right.
He got a bitch slap.
And that's it.
So what are you gonna do?
You're gonna
Sorry,
bitch
Jay,
slap
by the
him
way.
back.
as he's walking away. So now you're gonna smack him in the back of the head.
Yeah, why not? Fuck him. He came out of nowhere and slapped me. I'll slap him back too.
Yeah, but
You can't
Spade,
do
you're
that,
looking
man.
at
You can't.
you're looking at from a point of view that two people are just in an argument and you fight. Chris Rock was actually really composed. He thought about it. Like,
Yes.
if I'm slapping him back, I'm losing my career.
Yup.
I'm losing all this stuff, and I'm gonna end
Yup.
up being the bad guy in this situation.
Yup.
Everyone agreed with Will Smith. How do you agree with Will Smith? There's no way. There's no way. It was just a joke.
Wait, hold
Get
on.
over
I
yourself.
never agreed with Will Smith. I don't agree with
No,
Will Smith.
no. Most people
Oh.
agreed with it. If you look
Oh.
at social media, look at everything, most people agreed. Yeah, Chris deserved what he got. What? Why?
Why? That's my question. Why are you so? Why did you get so pissed off over the fact that somebody said a joke about your wife? You should just laugh it off, and then after this whole thing happens, go up to him backstage and be like, "Yo, what was up with that?" Or do what normal millennials do and take it to fucking Twitter. Take it to Twitter. Why are you going
I'm
on stage?
trying to put myself in that position. If like there was a comedian up there that I knew, right? Jordan goes up there and makes a joke towards Brie. I wouldn't go punch him in the face. I don't even think I'd say anything. I'd be like, touche, you got me. So, you know, but at the same time, I don't think Chris Rock should have done anything. I think what he did was a great response. I mean, was fantastic. You separated that hate for a second, which most people can't do, right? It didn't fly off the handle. Okay, I just got smacked. I'm not quite sure what to do now because this wasn't scripted, right? So I guess let's just show the movie here for Best Actor of 2021. This is it. Meanwhile, he's got a black eye. You know, but Chris Rock didn't sue him, right? He didn't go after him civil. It was just like, I could see why he got pissed off, and it is what it is, right? Now, did Will Smith easily forgive him? No, because he smacked him in the face. I'm looking at it as a professional standpoint. You're going to look like shit if you hit him back.
Yep.
And he's not defending himself. He got hit once. You punch him now? It'd be one thing if, you know, he was wailing on him, then okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Go.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I feel like he made him look like a chump for no reason. And first
Yeah,
of all,
but he's
it was
over it
unacceptable
now.
from him.
He's
Opposite.
still
I think-
selling out.
He's
I
not
think
over
Chris
it because
Rock-
now he's using it as a skit. He's using it as a skit in his comedy shows now.
Why
saying,
wouldn't he?
well, you know, I'm the only person in an Academy Award that got beat up.
Yep.
So now
And
you're
why
making
wouldn't
money
he?
off of it.
He's
So that
making
was
money
going
off
through
it,
your head.
and he didn't sue him, so he's doing it classy. The other,
I
Will
agree.
Smith is still living divorced in his own house, having a multitude of rappers going over his wife, and,
Right.
and he has no projects in the pipeline. He has nothing.
And
how much was
he
that?
can't go to the Academy Awards for 10 years.
Right, but he didn't think about that when he stood up, right? You just fucked your career up with a split-second decision. If you would have thought before you did what you did, I think Chris Rock did fantastic. I mean, most people would probably try to hit back, but you know he's going to kick your ass. Like, he's bigger, he's stronger. You're like a black Gumby. You are skinny as fuck, you know? Like you just know that battle you're not going to win, so why bother? But at the same time, I think he separated it. It wasn't a matter of being a bitch. It's, if I react to this, what is going to happen to me with the rest of my career? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And look at the repercussions of what Will Smith did versus Chris Rock. Chris Rock's now
We're never gonna know. We're never gonna know if the same scenario ended up happening behind closed doors. Might have been something completely different.
Yep. And keep in mind, Spade, about the reaction you had. This is the same guy that actually saw his wife probably came down out of the bedroom with some rapper and went like, that's fine. I'm not going to slap him. But the next time a comedian makes a joke about her haircut, it's going down.
It's cancel
listen,
culture,
at the
but
end
in
of
real
the-
life. That's what it is. It's I'm going to punch you in the face and make you shut up. That's what it is. That's the result.
Look.
Don't make
Jordan
jokes
said
about
that-
G.I. Jane.
Okay,
Nobody
so
wants a
Jordan
sequel.
made- Jordan said that Will Smith had nothing else to do, because of all this, right? That's wrong, because one of the biggest series on Netflix is produced by Will Smith.
Good luck.
Cobra Kai is produced by Will Smith.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, anybody who says anything, sure, he's not in front of the camera, but he's still making money because, well, he's attached to other things.
Okay, but
in the background.
Cobra Kai will eventually end. How many times do you think you will see his face in
Look what happened
a
with
movie?
Look at what happened with Mel Gibson. My man was ostracized over that Jewish comment over Passion of Christ.
But now he's back.
Yeah, but
He
look
has
how
been a
long that
director
took.
for a long time.
And that was just a comment. That wasn't smacking another
No.
actor in the face. You made one
Well,
comment.
the same thing with the guy
You
from
gotta be-
Seinfeld.
You got to be careful about what you say when you're in that fucking spotlight, man. You got to be
Yeah.
real.
That I agree with.
You
And
gotta-
Mel Gibson made a big whoopsie. He went after the Jews. You don't.
Yeah,
You
that's
don't.
Yeah, he was being anti-Semitic.
That's
That
who
was
runs
oof.
the media, the networks, bro. You gotta
Everything.
Be careful. Like you.
That was
It was a stupid comment. So to me it wasn't offensive, but I'm not Jewish. So and then finding exactly what he said is not easy. It's not easy. Like the exact verbiage or the video. I don't know.
But then we go back to the fact that people are taking offense for the most stupidest
Yes.
thing you can imagine.
yes.
And now it's
yes.
the offense is validated by other stupid people.
Yes.
And then you get
Look.
cancelled.
Look, that's the thing, though. You're going to a comedy show. You're going to somewhere where there's a comedian, right? Did you not expect them to say something that you're in the second, third row of this whole thing? Okay, all these people. This is who the comedian sees. Okay, anybody who's been to a stand-up comedian act, okay, sees that a comedian is on stage. In front of him, he can barely see the first row and the second row, okay? After that, he doesn't see anything because there's a spotlight on him, right? So he's going to say something or attack the people in the front rows because those are the only audience that he sees, right? So if you're sitting that close, you best believe someone is going to say something about you.
Well, let's all agree, right, that when this was going down, if you play this play-by-play, he saw Will Smith get up. He said, "Uh-oh, Will Smith is up." He wasn't expecting Will Smith to punch him in his face because he thought he was a professional. He thought he was
Right.
like a smartass. So if Chris
Right.
Rock was even a slight bit of fighter, he would have been prepped with some kind of guard. This guy,
Yeah.
like throw up something, just
Yeah, what's up? Let's do this. Come
something,
on.
right? You just held the mic like that.
Well, because you didn't this is the least expected thing to
Because it's
happen. right?
unprofessional.
Right.
It's not what a professional would do. People have made fun of Shaq in an audience. You didn't see his big ass get up and go punch him in
He
the
laughs about it. He laughs
Right.
about it. You make fun of Shaq to his face.
It's
And he's like,
sensitive
oh, yeah.
ass bitch. Fact of the matter. You're sensitive. Getting up and smacking somebody over making a joke about your woman. It was a joke. It's a joke.
That's it. It wasn't being serious. Take it to
It's
Twitter,
woman.
man. Go back to Twitter and yell at each other through messages. That's what people do nowadays.
Wouldn't have
There's
got
no more
much traction,
confrontations.
right? Wouldn't have got much traction. People like that physical altercation. People like doing
Yeah.
things that they wouldn't do, so they embrace other people's lives.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, honestly, when it first happened, I really thought it was staged. I really thought, deep
Yeah.
down, I thought it was staged because
For
I was
who,
like,
though?
Because look, every year the numbers for the Academy Awards
on.
is dwindling, so they needed something to make it pop. So they're like, "Oh,
So
let's
we're
have two black
slapping-
guys fight it out."
So now we're slapping somebody every Oscar night. Like
There's gonna be nobody left.
continuation.
There's gonna be nobody left that shows up. You're gonna have like 6 people there, right? You have to draw the line
Next-
somewhere.
And you have to,
next year
you
they're
have
gonna
to
have
up the ante. The next time you're gonna have to shoot someone.
no, they're gonna have a cage
Wow. Wow.
and they're gonna fight for the best
Wow.
Well,
title.
not kill him. Like maybe in the leg or something.
Or bring a crowbar. You didn't have to go with the gun, right? Like, you,
Oh, but I was still thinking black on black violence.
right? Got it. It's just now comedians have to be more worried about attacking other people, especially of fame, right? That they might get offended because somebody
Right.
come up and punch you in the face. I mean, could you even tell me? Like, I don't know if they would film this or leave this in, but can you give me another example of a comedian that gets hit by someone in the audience?
Nobody. Well, there was one with Dave, wasn't it?
Famous comedian.
It happened a few weeks. It happened a few weeks after the whole thing with Will Smith. It was some other comedian. I forgot who it was. And
Was Chappelle.
somebody ran up
Chappelle.
stage. Was it who? Chappelle,
Yeah,
right?
Chappelle.
Dave
So
Chappelle.
Yeah.
the guy ran up on stage, but security tackled him before anything could happen. So yeah, it's a thing now
Well,
that's
did
happening.
Dave Chappelle make a joke towards that person, or did he say something that just pissed?
I don't remember the
No.
the situation, but the guy ran up on stage to go hit Dave Chappelle, and then he got knocked out
Supposedly-
by security.
Supposedly, he even had a gun.
Yeah, that too.
That was never confirmed.
Supposedly, and then the story died out of nowhere. But still, I mean,
So now
in
people
situations
get
like
more
this,
sensitive. So people get more sensitive, and
right?
right.
And this is why comedians are losing their hold of being able to see things in a different light and make fun of it. They're losing their hold on that. And you're not going to be in a couple of years. I'm telling you, comedians will never be able to say what they said. Like, you can't have somebody like George Carlin come up anymore. These guys are going to be gone. They're
Yeah,
going
and
to all
there's
rehash
also
the
a
same joke over
secondary
and over
problem.
again.
There's also a secondary problem. Like, well, most comedians now, famous comedians, get paid way more than their counterparts.
Oh, yeah.
Let's say 30,
Oh,
40
yeah.
years ago. Then you have a secondary problem, and that is they're wealthy. So how are you gonna relate with most of your audience if you're living a completely different life?
Yep. I agree with that. It's just like, look, when a rapper comes out of nowhere, right? He's rapping about his life, and you're liking the beats, you're liking the lyrics and everything like that, right? You like
Yes,
all
I
those
can
bars.
relate.
And then all of a sudden, 2 years later, 3 years later, when he comes back with his second album, it's like, it's not as good as the first one. Why? Because he's not hungry anymore. When he's hungry, he's gonna write his best.
Same thing with
He
football
wants to
players.
make it.
Anybody that likes sports.
Same thing. Yes,
It's like
exactly.
It's a paycheck. They're playing for the paycheck. They're not playing for the sport
Yep.
anymore. The love of it.
Yep. Nobody does it for what they want to get big. They got big, and they're like, all right, now I could just throw out anything I want. People will eat it up, and I'm good. I'm golden now.
Paid in their defense, that's acceptable, because I've made it to the point that I need it. Why try?
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
When you're in that position,
Yeah.
you'll see that is why try. Like, for instance, right? I'm a great example. I'll put this on record. When I was doing vape reviews every day, I was hungry. I wanted it. I wanted followers. I wanted the base that we have today. I have that. So I could give a fuck about doing vapes for free people. You understand? I'm not going to waste
Right,
money
I get
to
it.
get what I have now. My goal is here. I got it.
But you still have to stay to that goal, though. Like, you have to stay on top of that. You can't go lower.
Right.
Because when you go lower, you got to start all over again.
But I won't.
Nobody's
go
going to
low.
take you serious.
But just like Dave Chappelle won't go broke, why would you go low? When's the last time you seen Eddie Murphy in a movie? You won't go low if you know how to manage money and manage the people you have.
Right.
Why would you? Like, when you get to not now, football's a little bit different, right? Like, you could,
Well, with sports, there's an age requirement. Like, you can't do this when you're in 60 years old or even 50 years
Brett
old.
Favre, right? Brett Favre, they brought him back after fucking 15 years and he's old as shit, throwing like
Yeah, but mostly if you're 40,
He needed
you're all
money.
used up.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Same
That's
way the
it.
military is, right? You get a certain threshold, you got to go. You are no use anymore. Like,
There's an EOD on everything, right?
what's that?
no, in EOL, right? End of life, a shelf life for everything. Everything has a shelf life.
I've never heard.
So you can only do
my
it
shelf
to a
life?
certain extent, huh?
What's my shelf life?
I don't know. Your shelf life isn't. You could keep doing this until you're 60, 70 years old because you're the product.
I have 2 people left.
You still have people. Regardless, you're the product.
Sorry.
People come for you. They don't come for anything else. You're the product.
Oh,
But when you're a
And then
sports
bringing
player,
up-
your body is.
2 people left, then doing a video and only 1 comment.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna chalk this.
I love you, Jay. This is from Alan.
I haven't seen those posted in forever. I haven't seen that
He's at an EDC festival.
every single day at 50 years old.
What happened was he got
Every day.
so high that last one, he stayed there.
He's waiting for the next year's edition.
He's waiting
Yeah.
for the battery
hasn't-
charge.
he-
It's
He hasn't done the I love you comment since he got called out on it.
Yeah. Yep. That's all you guys, though. That's not me. That's you guys. You're responsible for that.
Oh no,
I have
I'm not
nothing to do
mean.
with that.
I'm lovely.
No, you're not, Jorn. You're not lovely. You're the exact opposite of lovely. You're hateful and you're respectful, at least, with it. So,
Look, the only time somebody should get said something, like anybody who. So if you're going to say something about someone, make sure that on your end, you're good to go because it could flip on you now, like
Shatter.
for instance,
Like Shatter. How it flipped.
okay, Shatter. I was going to say something different. I was going to say this morning you were talking about Willet in Discord,
Right.
but then all of a sudden, Patrick comes out of nowhere and says
Oh, yeah.
something. Oh, okay, and carry on. And I was like, whoa, don't be talking because you're not good either. So like people have to mind their themselves also.
I'm good. See if I
Make sure
care.
that
I'll just
you're
go help
good.
my grand.
I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I need to move.
Hold on, I
Need to
got a
move.
business call, guys. Hold on. Gotta go to a business meeting. But yeah, look. Again, people, you have to mind your neck first and make sure that if you're going to say something, that if somebody's going to say something back at you, you should be able to take it or have a reply for that.
Yes. 100%.
Okay? Because if you don't, then you're no better than the person that you're making fun of.
Use that same argument you just said with Will Smith and Chris Rock. Ah.
Right. Chris
Oh.
Rock should have punched him. Because he got slapped, he
using
should have
your
punched him.
argument.
No,
Yeah, using the same argument you just used. Apply that to Chris Rock and Will Smith. That's
I
it.
am. I'm saying that Chris Rock should have slapped Will Smith back. That's
That's
it.
not what you just said. That's not.
That's what I said. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yo,
Rewind the tape. I want to hear it. I want to hear what I said.
you
I
could
don't
rewatch
know what he's
this.
talking about.
You could rewatch.
oh, but then I have a good one. I have a good question. You were talking about Tropic Thunder, right?
Yeah.
So that was a movie nowadays that couldn't be done because it was provocative or racist. So, countering that, how is it then a Black Mermaid is now progressive? Because it's the same thing in my mind.
The argument that I've had back and forth with this Black Mermaid thing is people say fictional character, right? That's a huge argument. People say fictional character.
Right.
Watch this though. Is it a fictional character? You know that's inspired by a true story.
Hans Christian Andersen wrote it.
That's a Danish story. It's
Right.
There's no okay. First
It's
off,
a story.
if you lived in an ocean, the argument is that it's fictional, right? Then my argument is that Anne Boleyn, the
I don't know her name. I don't know.
Anna Boleyn.
yeah, the Queen of England, right?
Yeah.
She was white, but she was depicted by a black person. This is a thing called whitewashing, right? So, but it's blackwashing now, and I've gotten into this back and forth with people. So, but there's been many times, if you just look up whitewashing examples, so much time in history through movie making, will they replace like an Asian character? It's more so with Asian, with white people.
Yeah.
And that has been a thing. And I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. I think that should be depicted by someone that's Asian that kind of resembles that person, because the story's not real, whether it's fictional or not. The argument is, it's like all the gingers. Bree's upset because it's ginger washing, right? She has no other ginger-esque, I don't want to say hero, but I don't know, role model. I don't know the word.
I can flip it on you though. I can flip that on you.
How?
So back in the day, when you used to go watch a play, plays were all men. There was no women. The only women in a play were the ones making the costumes and stuff.
Right.
So there was a man. There was always a man playing a woman. So with that said, when you look at the definition of an actor, it's someone playing another character. So in that sense, it could be a man playing a woman. It could be a white guy playing a black guy. It could be a black guy playing a white guy, or vice versa, whatever the situation
but it doesn't
is.
fit the story. You can't be
Right,
a
I
mermaid
agree with
and
that.
be black. You realize the deeper you go in the ocean, right? Fact of the matter, the deeper
Yes.
you go in the ocean, the more pale the animals become, right? You look up
Right.
a frill
Because there's
shark.
no sunlight.
Right. So
Right.
you couldn't be a black mermaid. Like, it doesn't fit the how.
But the
So in
crab
your-
has a Jamaican accent. He's black, right?
Who?
Spade,
Sebastian
Spade,
is black. The crab,
Your
her
argument-
friend, the crab, that's got a Jamaican
your
accent in the
argument-
movies, right?
Why's he got to be black?
Because he's Jamaican.
Why
Every
does-
white
why do you
Jamaican
have
I've
to-
ever met has been called a racist.
Wait,
He's
I've
like,
seen
yo, I was
white
born in
Jamaican-
Jamaica.
Wait, I've seen white Jamaicans.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen them too. But the white Jamaicans are not taken kindly by the
First of
black
all,
Jamaicans.
That's a fucking lobster, right? If nobody's playing a purple lobster, right? You're comparing a
Right.
lobster to a person.
Spade.
I'm
And
just saying.
Your
Spade,
argument says-
if a lobster
So if they
talks to
do
you, stop
Martin
doing
Luther
drugs.
King movie, sorry, if we're gonna do a Martin Luther King movie and we're gonna take a white guy to play him, that's what your argument says, and it's gonna be
No,
hunky dory, all okay.
No.
What?
I
No,
was,
no,
I
no.
was joking
Oh, no,
before.
no. You just
What I
argued.
was no. Look, I was joking before. My point is, here's my real take on this, right? My take on it is, I don't care what the color of the person. This is my personal opinion. I don't care what color the person's skin is, what his nationality is, or anything like that. If it detracts from the storyline, then yes. For example, I can't watch a movie about MLK if he's white, because that makes no sense. Because what did the white guy be oppressed about? You understand what I'm saying? But on a story that's a mythological creature, doesn't really matter what their skin is. Who
Why?
cares? It's a mythological creature.
But if it
I don't
doesn't
agree.
matter, why change it?
Yeah.
Why does it have to
Okay,
be a
so
The
remake
person
with
is
a black
better-
person?
The person who's acting is better than the white ones.
No,
I don't
it's-
know.
but
I
it's
wasn't
the
there
same-
casting.
Hold on. It's the same story. It's just with a black mermaid. It's the same.
But what
exact
difference does it
story.
make? Right. But what difference does that make then? Does it change the storyline? Are there
No,
more
now
black
Disney-
things?
Hold on. Now Disney has to have a black and a white Ariel, right?
When they go to Disneyland, probably, yes.
You're not going to confuse the shit out of those kids. I thought we cared about kids.
No, but that's the cartoon version and this is the movie version.
No, but there's a black
the
and
white
a white
one-
one. The one
the
I
whi-
saw, mommy, was the black one. Who's the white one?
The white
That was
one is
from the
gonna get
cartoon.
cancelled. The white one is gonna disappear.
Yep. And that's not the problem, Spade, for me as well. It's not about the black or white. I don't care. The problem is, like Jay said, if you would make Tropic Thunder right now, there would be outrage. We can't have outrage because they changed
Right.
something, because it's a progressive
There's a
mindset.
Disney.
That's hypocrite.
There's a hypocrite. Great word.
It is.
There's a Disney.
It is. It is.
What is it? Tiana and the Frog or something? It's a black princess and a frog.
Right.
Okay, remake that movie with a white person now. Remake it with a white person. That's a mythological.
And it wouldn't make sense because it's depicted in New Orleans, right?
Right? Well, so I don't
Right.
know. But why not? Why not just put a white person there now? Now it'll be
Because
Tina
the
and
things that they do in that movie are not things that white people would be doing over there. You know, the cultural aspect of it is different. You understand what I'm saying?
I do love that
Like-
you have an argument for all this, but I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think it is a ridiculous argument. You're taking something. So then let's go to Bree then. Let's pan over to Bree. So who does Bree look up to as a ginger model, if you will?
There's two versions. Pick which one you like the best. There's going to be the animated one, the cartoon, right? And then there's the live action one. You pick up which one you like. That's it. Which one you feel more comfortable with. That's why there's two versions,
no
right?
other ginger princess or anything from that era. There's nothing. It's only Little Mermaid. So now
No,
Brave?
there's the other one. Though
Brave
Brave?
is later.
Brave?
Brave is later. Way later. That's
Okay, and then you have the other one, Tangled. Wasn't she with red hair? The one with the
All
the hair
2000s.
Tangled.
All 2000s.
Oh, those were
You're
the
talking
2000s?
later,
Okay.
bro. The only
Okay.
thing you have to look up to is Little Mermaid, little ginger Ariel. Now she has.
So
now you have
she
nothing.
she can always like that movie and ignore the new one. Just because it's a new one doesn't mean you have to go watch it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to do
Oh,
anything.
I don't agree. My
I don't
point
agree
of
either.
view is exactly that. I agree with you to a certain point. You can ignore the other one, but it's not about that. It's about the fact that we need to accept this version because it's progressive, it's inclusive. But if you would make a movie right now and hire two white dudes and make them look like black chicks, like they did the movie with the Wayne
my
brothers,
God.
that's gonna explode.
Yup, but
Yeah,
you could do
yeah.
white chicks where
Because
black
it's the-
dudes play white women,
Yes.
and that's
Yes.
acceptable. What
Right.
the fuck, bro?
That's being hypocritical.
Yo,
Yes.
yo.
It's the same
So-
with the
so-
mermaid movie. It's exactly the same.
Black Cinderella would be okay? No.
They
It
did that
is.
already.
It's already
they
a
did
movie.
that already.
It's done.
And they did that
Cinderella.
already years ago.
Yeah, they've already
did
done
that already.
Cinderella. But you can't do a black Snow White because her skin
Brandy
is white
did
as
it.
snow. Like, how you gonna make
Right.
that? Is it gonna be
Right. But you see how they didn't make a Snow White movie.
Yeah, you gonna,
because
what's
her
it gonna be?
skin is
Dirty
as-
black, dirty brown. Skin is-
Like the tar roads. Black like the tar. I don't know, man.
I'm just saying, where do you draw a line? Is there not one? We just winging it because it is what's acceptable. That's not a matter
goes
of a
back to-
company. Hold on, we talked earlier about companies accepting what society wants, right? They have to, but
Right.
this doesn't apply because society already accepted Ariel as a ginger Little Mermaid, right?
Right.
That doesn't mean you can't be ginger and black. That's a thing. Make the new black. There you go. You want to make Ariel black? Fine. Find a black ginger model. Go. You're going to be waiting a long
That's-
fucking time, but you're still
Yeah.
black. And now you kept that still tradition. No.
Well, you could do albino.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
The problem
Technically, it's correct.
is if, and so many people are getting,
Technically.
like I see a lot of people that are attacking us for having this opinion, that we're the woke ones, and that so we look at it as woke as you have to make that video, right? The people that are making the video are saying that we're woke and we're the problem because it's okay to accept that. That's like saying, you came out as gay, you're brave, you're strong. Like what? What?
So it's probably not
I
okay to
should come out
say
as-
that the
I should
next
come out as
movie,
straight and be proud, right?
Not now.
I'm proud.
next
to be
movie
straight.
next movie is gonna be called Tar Black, and the 7 LGBTQ road workers. That's not right to say.
I was thinking the opposite way. I was gonna go with the KKK movie and all Mexican. KKK essay. Sounds nice.
There's
I-
no line. We're just gonna divide everything up, and everybody's gonna accept it. If you don't accept it, you're racist. You're
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't like black actors. I think there's phenomenal black actors. I don't think that you should be taking a role that the story is told. I mean, I don't know about the original story, but I do know that there is some truth in the story. Well, it's a story that someone wrote.
Right.
That's what I
Look,
said.
who's
If
to
it
say-
doesn't
who's to say
matter,
that?
if it doesn't matter, why does it have to be changed?
Yes.
It does matter. the company does want to be woke.
It's
But
the-
what if it's okay? What if look at it this way? What if all the actresses that came in that day during the casting call and all the white ones sucked?
Come
They were
on.
horrible.
Come
And the only
on.
good
And you
one was the
continue
black
your
one.
search.
No.
You have no deadline.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
the
fairy
problem
tale.
Is first off, actresses. It's not a real movie. It's drawings, right?
No. This is a
No,
live
it's
action
real.
movie.
Live action. This
It's
is
a live action movie.
Okay, but it's the same story.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Okay. So why are we changing anything? Why are you redoing it?
Because they need money. They did it. They did it with Beauty and the Beast. They went from an animated movie to a live action.
And
they did
was
it
the
with
Beast
Lion
now
King.
a
They
black
did-
burly dude?
No,
Okay.
he was a white guy.
Okay. But
I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, but that's okay. All white people are bad. So
Just make it a little edgy. Spade, you're doing it mellow. Like do the black thing, fine. Make it a black mermaid. Do the little mermaid and do a tagline. They can swim, and then make it edgy and release the guideline.
Well, there goes my channel. So
We just got demonetized.
that's all. It's all satirical. What you make of it? I really don't care.
It's a fictional character either way. It's the problem I have, Spade, is if you can do it on the other side, you can do it on this side as well.
Correct.
shouldn't-
Yes, I agree with
That's
that.
the only issue I have. And that's the same with
I
trans
agree.
people as well. Once you go above it, like you need extra rights than all the other humans, you actually levitate above us and you want some special treatment, that's when I go against it. I have no problem being the way you are. You do you in this world. I don't care. But once you start implementing laws that I have to treat you differently and that you're special, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, that was the whole argument with transgenders and their pronouns, right? Is you have to start doing this because this makes someone else feel better. What about what you want? What about what you want? Like you say, okay, I got to say this, but I don't want to do that. Oh, my opinion doesn't matter. Now we go back to the Willet thing. It's
that's the argument I had with Naomi in that live. Okay, then you call me God because I feel like God,
that's it.
and I'm
That's
gonna
it.
force you to
There you
call
go.
me God.
I'm not calling you God.
Who are
though.
you? But who are you to deny me that if I have to call you something that you're not?
Yeah, Spade, just call me Big Dick from now on.
I'll just call you Dan.
Yeah, you should just be able to be whoever you want to be. That's the goal of today, right? Is to accept everybody for things that they're not and that they want to be. So we're all living in a fucking dream.
No, but
That's
I would argue that you can be whatever you want to be. You can't force people accepting you for what you want to be.
I would agree with
That's
that.
the it.
that's-
You can wear whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, and to a certain degree that you don't really hurt anyone else. You can do that, but you can't force people to actually like it and accept for who you are. That's even for straight people. That's how society works. You do you, and you will either
That's it.
end up
I
alone
agree.
because nobody accepts you, or
But Jordan, that reasoning is flawed from the start, because you cannot be what you want or everything you want to be. If you're born with a dick and balls and you have a beard, you're always gonna be a man, no matter what.
yeah. But I was looking at it from a rational point of view.
not
Isn't that
physical
rational?
barrier, got it.
Isn't that rational? You were born a man. You have
That is
DNA
that
of
is
a
rational.
man.
Well, hold
You're
on.
always gonna
Hold
be a
on
man.
second. No, because based off of what you guys said, like you even said this earlier, Matthew, is you do what you want to do. If it doesn't affect me, then
I don't care. Right. I
so-
still stand
That's
by
it.
that. But John said you can be whatever you want to be. No, that's what got us into trouble. You cannot be whatever you want to be.
you
Oh,
want.
You
I
can
wasn't
be a lot.
talking about sexes in that way, in the way
No,
you,
but
what
in
you want to do
general.
in this world. Yeah. Yeah.
You can want to be president, but how big is the chance you're going to be the president of the United States?
Well, I need to get citizenship first.
No, you have to be born in the
Yeah, you
USA.
have to
So
be-
how are you going to be president?
No, but everyone has this rational thought in the back of their head what they're supposed to do or what they can achieve. You all know their own limits. Even subconsciously, you
Yeah.
know your own
I
limits.
think the problem
Yeah.
is parents nowadays don't give their kids limits. You know, they tell them, you
Right.
know,
I
you
would
could
agree.
be a doctor, you could be a singer. No, you can't. You don't have a tongue, right? Like you, you're not. You can't do this. And people don't want to tell their kids that they can't do something because. And I see-
Everybody's special. Everybody's special.
I just had a messed up thought. That would be something I would watch, like the next voice, like the first mute singer that's actually doing just sign languages. That was wonderful. That was beautiful.
you hit every note on the key. Very good job. Very good job.
He's probably going to win.
The way they did that with their hands, it was amazing. I can't believe how perfect it was. Just
And meanwhile, 95% of the other people have no idea what the fuck they just said. None.
why is it so quiet?
Did you see how long they held
My
that
TV
note for?
broken.
Yeah, you
Should we
keep
call
raising-
911? He's having a fit.
Turn to the volume on the head. Do you hear anything at all? The mic's got to be off. It's got to be off.
Technical difficulties.
And then the judges start speaking, and it's all loud and shit. You forgot to turn it down. Oh, we're all going to hell. I mean, I'm just.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'll
It's
meet
all
you
right.
there. It'll
Yeah.
be fun.
Save me a seat.
At least we know what we're aspiring to.
Yeah, it's
What, going straight to hell?
kind of exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where Chess.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a sweetheart. I'm going to heaven.
Oh yeah, there is no heaven for you. It's black holes only.
Nothingness. Sweet
Nice.
nothingness.
Sounds joyful. Nothing to look forward to.
Sounds relaxing, like whale noises.
This is so annoying. Oh man, whale noises. Yeah. You know what? I think they should let a mute go on America's Top Idol. Whatever. It's
Don't
called.
you dare steal my idea, Spade.
I think it's a
Don't you-
great idea. I'm not stealing it. I'm just saying it's a great idea. I think why not? I mean, you know, when you were a kid, they told you all the time, like, hey,
Well,
you could be whatever you want to be, right?
it's funny you say that because if you look, right, and I find this bad. Now, I get the side where people say it's okay because they're special. There was a kid that went up, right, and he had an iPad in front of him. And he couldn't speak, right? He had cerebral palsy. So the iPad read the jokes, right? And he got a golden buzzer. True story. And I said to myself, if that was anybody else, they wouldn't have got a golden buzzer. You
Like an adult, you're saying.
Right. You specifically gave that to somebody because they're disabled, and he probably didn't write those jokes to begin with, right? I mean, that could be argued. But the argument was that he was brave for getting up there, doing this. But they didn't weigh their emotions over skill, right? Because you can't be a comedian, have an iPad, and just play audio files. That will never work. Ever. It's a cutthroat world. That's what it is. Just like being a famous singer, being a famous actor, right? This guy's going to try to get this position or this album before you. But because this kid was special, for lack of better terms, he got the golden buzzer because the jokes are funny. That's what's fucked up. Is that you're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution.
I see it a little differently. I agree with you. The thing is, I think they were probably thinking about their next step. If you don't, then society comes back into play, and you're an
Right.
asshole for not giving him a golden buzzer. That's how it works. Because
Right,
oh,
that
That
they
kid
all
was so
feel
funny.
bad
Why
for
would
him.
you not give him a
Great.
golden buzzer?
I do agree with that, because when they say something negative towards someone that was actually good, they get booed. But would there people there be cheering with that example? Like, listen, I don't even know. Even me, as ballsy as I am, I don't know if as a judge I could be like, look, reality is you're not good. You know, like even me, that would be difficult to do, because I don't want to hurt this kid any more than what he's been through already.
Right, but then
Is
you're
that the
being
fault of the
complacent, right?
judges? Is
But
that
wait,
the
he's
fault
being
of the
complacent
judges?
though.
Or is that the fault of the parents pushing the kid to go on stage?
Oh, it's the parents. 100% it's the parents. But the kid's the tool.
Right.
Yeah, so then as a judge, you shouldn't feel bad for just stating the obvious.
Well, just like you don't feel bad when you tell that grown up that he sucks, you shouldn't feel bad when you tell that kid he sucks.
What are you shaking your head to, Jordan? Are you listening to it? The jokes with the iPad?
No. I'm not gonna do that to myself. No, I was actually gonna say no. That's society again, because we all feel bad, and instead of being honest with the kid, like
But even
they're-
me, though, Jordan, that would be hard for even you to do. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't think you'd be able to do it. You have all those people behind you, right?
No, he
Oh,
would,
but you're
because he
talking
doesn't
about that
understand,
I have
Jay.
a career. Now we're placing me as a judge. Yeah, I would probably agree, because I'm gonna lose my
Right.
job.
Right. That's what
That's
I'm
the
saying. Like
only
with the
reason.
Chris Rock thing,
Yeah.
you gotta be.
Exactly.
You gotta. Do you give him a golden buzzer though? No, you just good job, and not a bad job to get up there and do it, but not golden buzzer push you through to the end. Because now it's like you're gonna give it to the handicapped kid because everybody feels bad. He didn't earn that. You didn't earn
Yeah,
that.
Why not just get up and give him
And then
$100 bucks and be
truthfully-
like, you did a great job. Here's
But
a
then,
$100.
truthfully, are you gonna give him the same treatment in the final? You're gonna make him go through to the last ones?
Well,
No, you're not.
Positive.
Can't.
Yeah, you get pushed all the way up to the semifinal.
Yeah, but you get pushed to the finals. But are they gonna keep the same mindset and let him win?
Probably. I mean, I
Then
don't know
he's
what
not
happened
really the
if
best.
he did win. I don't know what happened at the semi. Now I want to look it up to see what happens when he goes to the semifinals. Did they just keep giving him a pass? Because like, how do you let that kid down now? And
Yep.
how does the
Yep.
rest of the
Because you
crowd?
gave him so much hope.
Yeah. Then how does the
So
rest
much
of the
hope.
crowd that also feels that someone else is better than him? Like how I don't know how you do that. You've already dug your grave. So
Yeah, you're gonna make it worse because, like Spade said, you gave him hope. Oh, listen, and then
Not
in
only
the end,
that-
you're gonna have to destroy the kid.
Not only that, Matthew, you actually kind of feed him the idea like, you can play off sympathy for the rest of your life, because that's how you
Right.
got the golden buzzer in
And that's
first.
the worst thing to do.
oh god.
Yep.
And it's not the worst.
That is the worst
Yeah.
thing to do.
Society, it's the worst thing to do for the kid. Like,
Yes, that's
you
exactly what
are-
I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Instead of
Because now
letting
he's
him be the
accepting
best
victim
person-
role.
Yep.
letting him be the best person he can be within his realm of what he can do,
Yeah.
you're now gonna say, no, you can do the same thing as a person who can speak, who can hear, who is not
Right.
blind.
Yep.
You can do a
Until
lot,
Adri
but you
dies.
can't do everything.
But then you're looking at it differently. Like saying, like, let's say somebody who has no legs and is running a marathon, and he's running on prosthetics, and you're cheering him on because he's got prosthetics, right? So
I
he's
think
got
that's
that
a
hope in him
different.
going to win.
I think that's a bit different. I think that's different because first off, why do they have no legs? Number one. Number two, the fact that they have prosthetics doesn't give them an advantage. If anything, it's a weaker point, right? Now he's got to work out other parts of his body to be stronger versus someone that's handing you an iPad and playing an audio file,
Okay, yeah.
They also have separate competitions.
right? Yes?
Even if he wins, his foot is never gonna itch.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
he can physically do the things another person with two
Sure.
legs can do.
Sure. So yeah, I think that's a
Eh,
bit different. But playing an audio file as a comedian, no offense.
No, no,
I mean,
no.
but how do you
I don't care
tell
how
a
funny
kid
your
that?
jokes are.
I mean, how as cold as you are, how do you tell a kid that has nothing to look forward to, that knows that his life is
well, it's
Well,
not like
the
he
only
has
person
nothing
that
to look
could,
as
forward
cold
to.
as you are, John? I don't even know how you would find that inside of you to break
well,
it.
Jordan could say it because he doesn't have
No,
kids,
no.
so he doesn't know how
No,
he
no,
would
I
react.
wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say something positive. I was gonna say like it's not like he has nothing to look forward to. There's gonna be a next iPad coming out soon, so the voice is gonna be keep improving and improving, and eventually it maybe actually
It'll sound
become more
real.
real. Yeah.
It's like
Look,
that
No.
one.
me-
There was another one. There was a blind guy that played the piano. You know, like blind, totally blind, and it was decent. It was fairly good. Got the golden buzzer because
Stevie Wonder.
well, I'm not talking about Stevie Wonder, but
I know, but Stevie Wonder's the same way. He's blind, and he's
So is Ray
famous for
Charles.
being a blind.
those Ray
Yeah.
Charles. But the point is that I don't
Yeah,
know.
but that's the difference, Pate. He was good and he was blind.
Right.
Now it's the other way
Yeah.
around.
Now
He's
Yeah.
blind
just
and he's
blind.
kind of okay.
Yeah, now
Absolutely.
you're blind. You can be like, shit, I give you an A+ for trying. You win. Wow. Shit.
Yeah, now you get the A for being different or not being as a normal person.
Yep.
This is the world we live in now. Everybody's got to get participation trophies. So
Yeah, but Spade,
I guess
on
we have
that,
to be complacent
like,
about it.
yeah, but that's a game show, right? Where we're talking about the voice or whatever
Right,
it's
yes,
called, American Idol. Okay, but you kind of can manipulate that scenario, right? A kid comes up with a tablet, he does some jokes, you give him golden buzzer. Take that scenario, what you just said, paraplegic, and throw him to American Ninja. How are you gonna manipulate that?
American.
No way you're gonna let him win. There's no way he can have the best time in that competition.
But if he can, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there are athletes that have no legs.
Oh, then I want to see
Sure,
his
and
high
they're in a
kicks.
different competition. They compete to other
Yeah.
athletes with a disadvantage.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
make a special version of X Factor. Oh.
Yeah.
That I don't think
Well-
anybody would watch.
I would.
Well, look, I got a buddy who was in the army and had his legs blown off and his left arm, right? So he literally just has one arm and the rest are prosthetics, right? And before he went to the army, he was riding motorcycles. And after he came back from the army, he was upset that he couldn't ride a motorcycle. So what did a whole bunch of friends do? They did a thing and they donated. The people donated money and they were able to go and spend money to go to Harley and build him a trike. So now, even though he has one working arm and the other ones are just prosthetics, he can still ride his motorcycle. I mean, I guess when there's a
Sure.
will, there's a way. But these are
Okay,
different
I agree
situations.
with that. There's a difference. Like he can finally ride and experience that again. That's cool. That's a beautiful sentiment. But it's not like he's gonna compete in the MotoGP.
Right, exactly. Yes, I agree. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
That's the difference.
you just
like,
proved my
in
point,
reality,
Spade.
he's gonna lose.
You just proved my point because he's not riding around on a normal bike.
Right, exactly. Yes, but that's what I was trying to get at, though. Is because he wanted to get on a bike again. You can't ride with no legs. You cannot, like, from the knee down. He has no legs. It's all prosthetics. So you can't ride a motorcycle with no legs.
You
It's-
can.
it- you
There's
know,
a guy
How?
who does MotoGP that has
with no legs.
Yeah, there's also a guy with MotoGP that has one arm. There's also a guy that does MotoGP that has no arms.
Oh wow! What?
But
How's that
how good
possible?
is he?
It's very good. He races with normal people.
Wow.
Okay, but
There's a
but
guy.
there's no
the
way
guy
to
that I'm
manipulate
talking about
that.
with the one arm, has got his shifter and his front brake all on one side, and he's got I
Right,
think,
that's
one
how-
leg or no leg. No, the one with the MotoGP has no legs and has one arm. and he races.
Okay. Wow.
But they're still competing, Jay. It's
Yes.
not like all the other riders are going,
Right.
ah,
He doesn't,
gotta
it
win.
doesn't do a special. There's not a special.
Right.
You know, he wants to be normal like everybody else. He doesn't want it. And I know what's the definition of normal. I get that, but yeah, I don't.
Oh no, I'm just saying there's no sympathy in that.
Right.
It's still hard. It's a cutthroat competition,
Yep,
and the
and
best
if you
one
lose, you
wins.
lose.
There's no
That's it.
sympathy.
You get first, second, and third place. That's it. If you get ninth, oh well, you fucking lost.
That's it. But that's how it should be, though. You do what you can. You make it to where you can. Don't
But
just
see, that's
you know,
different
oh,
though, because you're talking about MotoGP, which is based off of skill set and time, right? There's no judge to say
Right.
you did bad. Versus
Right.
when you start getting humans involved and they have their emotions, they're going to say, "Look, you're going to go
Yeah.
ahead because you know, with a race, you can't argue time. I mean, that's it, right? That's your time. You got
Yeah, you can't.
That's it. So don't get people involved because that's who fucks it up.
That's
Goodbye.
it. Forget about it.
We
Forget
got
about
3
humans.
hours. See, I didn't even eat fucking lunch. It's 3 hours. Jesus.
I
Wow.
blame Matthew.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
What happened?
I blame Matthew.
Oh, you blame Matthew? Okay. Good job, Matthew. Good live, guys. Good live.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, very
We
good.
will reconvene
Thank you.
Next. Oh, there was something I wanted to talk about too, but I got to make lunch. Oh, did you guys hear about the herpes virus they're using to cure cancer?
No.
Wait, what?
So they're taking people with cancer and they're injecting herpes simplex virus 1, the P2s from it, into cancer and killing it. So they're
No.
And it's working?
and it's working. They're using herpes to kill cancer.
All right, spread herpes around.
Isn't that fucking crazy? Herpes.
That's insane. So one disease is curing the other disease.
Right? Like,
Wow.
oh,
To be
wow.
honest, if you're terminal
Yeah, but
from
now you got
cancer,
herpes, by the way.
yeah, but that's kind of.
You can't
I
die
don't
from
think
herpes.
it's gonna be a big deal. You having herpes.
Yeah,
I
like who
think
gives
the
a shit?
cancer-
You can live with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
herpes.
rather have herpes than cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
And in
die from
that
cancer,
sense,
I don't
the
die from
phone
herpes.
call you're gonna have to make is a lot funner now. Okay, I have to tell you something. You have herpes, but you're cancer free. So
trade one for the other. Anyway, yeah,
Definitely, without a doubt.
that was a good topic. Okay, so next Sunday, same time. Yes.
yes.
Okay. Spade, you good? You gonna get your microphone situated?
Yeah, I'll fix everything. I'll have everything done. Don't
And
worry.
make sure to
Just
I'll
hang-
press okay.
make sure to rewatch us back so you know where you double backed on something you said. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right. You guys all be
No
good.
clue.
Thank you all for
No
showing
clue.
up. Stay beautiful.
Bye.
All right.